travels far, super best friend. Give you a hug at the very end. Make that man feel like 100. He's the road one for me. Pick you ass up, he's not in the show. Is he a fish or a thief? He's Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor.
Guess who's coming to dinner tonight? Guess who's coming to dinner tonight? All you wanna do is have a good time, good time. All you wanna do is have a good time, good time. Let me to space, let me to space, all you wanna do is have a good time. Get some friends over and have a glass of wine on
Hey everyone, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.com.net.gov. Hey, how's it going, Roland? Yeah, I'm going a little bit late tonight just in case I can't make it tomorrow. Got sick kids. I'm a little sick, but not like sick, like, oh God, I'm sick, it's serious. But little bit of a cold going here. So decided I should probably get the news tonight because I got a little bit of time, and just in case, tomorrow I'm home with sick kids and can't do it or something. But otherwise, I will be back tomorrow. Baymax was watching my rage stories. They're already shitting on Willow before it's out, calling Infamous Nest multiracial freckle Jews. Oh well, fuck them. And following it up with, I haven't got a problem with freckles, dicks. Yeah, they're fucking stupid. I don't even know who said it, but I don't care. Fuck them all. Fuck everybody. That's kind of my take. In general, because I don't know. If everything you do comes from a bad place, fuck you. If you got a problem and you got to go run to your friends and try to team up, fuck you. Deal with your shit on your own, coward. Otherwise, fuck you. That's my take. So, anyways, I stole Bespin Bulletin's featured image today. If he wants to fight me, he knows where to fucking find me on Fortnite. But I think we're better as a team, Bespin. I'm a little tired, so I stole your featured image. I'll get you back, I promise. But I'm going to share old BespinBulletin.com, my half-sister's site. Here we go. And so this is an interesting story. And I did get to talk to a buddy about it. I asked if it was true. And my buddy and me says they don't know if it's entirely true. They think it is. And they say that it at least got into late end game stuff. I just could not get 100% that, like, I can't back it up 100%. But if you ask my opinion, yeah, this is true. This is true. Not trying to interject myself into the story or anything like that. This is all somebody else's scoop. But by the way, make sure you give Bespin Bulletin a copy page at least once a month. Come on, just become a subscriber for him in a month and become a channel member here. That's good. And thank you guys in the chat for being channel members. I appreciate you guys. I really do. It does mean a lot to me. I know right now everything's fucked up, and it's pretty cool that you guys support the channel and stuff. I appreciate it. And if you can't, I understand. It's rough out there. All right. So it was only last week that Jeff Snyder. Oh, and really quickly, like, Jeff Snyder's like a big name in movie journalism, I'd say. And he had what I'm going to selfishly and egotistically call Jason Ward moment recently, where he realized that you can't really work with these people, that they're pretty much a bunch of idiots who got their jobs in PR and stuff like that from just fucking being in the right class, going to the right college, knowing the right friend, nepotism, idiocy. I don't know. They're all fucking dumb. And basically, they were excluding him from things that they shouldn't have. And he's gone fucking off the wall. And he's just like, he's saying everything he hears. Anything with like merit, he's fucking dropping. And I appreciate it. I say, fuck the whole thing. Let's burn it down. So, yeah, say it, man. So I'm clapping for the Snyder. The Insider, I'm a fan right now. And I will remain a fan as long as this guy's independent, doing his own shit, dropping bombs. Fuck yeah, dude. Saw Gerrera style, I say. So it was only last week that Jeff Snyder revealed that Damon Lindelof. Am I sharing this page? I am sharing the page. I'm not sharing the page. This is why I need Rob. I need Rob to say, Jason, no one can see what you're reading. It was only last week that Jeff Snyder revealed that Damon Lindelof's untitled Star Wars film was taking the December 2025 release date that was originally penciled in for the long-awaited Taika Waititi movie. But Jeff returns with another exciting Star Wars update, courtesy of the Hot Mike. And that's M-I-C, not Mike, not Hot Mike who fucked your girlfriend or your boyfriend or both at the same time. Different, like a microphone. A podcast he co-hosts with John Roca. And really quickly, I'm still under the impression that the Taika Waititi movie is the hope, the dream, the plan. It won't go that way if that's not ready. And he has until the end of the year to turn that in. So we'll see. During the latest episode, Snyder revealed that Daphne King, who is best known for appearing as X-23 or X-23, I don't remember, in Logan as a star of the HBO series His Dark Materials, has joined the growing cast of the live-action Star Wars series, The Acolyte. So this is the quote. This is what I appreciate about Bestman Bulletin, and this is something I do as well when I report on this kind of stuff, is you get the actual fucking quote. You don't paraphrase, because then it ends up becoming a game of silly telephone. So I hear a little casting nugget. Probably says I heard a little casting nugget. This will be for the Acolyte. We were playing Fortnite, trying to get our weekly quest in, guys. Give them a fucking break, okay? I heard a little casting nugget. This will be for the Acolyte, the series, the Acolyte. Daphne Keane, who played X-23 in Logan, is going to be joining the Acolyte. I don't have any official confirmation on that yet, but I expect that in a couple of weeks, maybe. Jeff Snyder via the Hot Mic. So, and like I said, this guy, if Jeff Snyder is saying it's true, it's probably true. Or if he can't confirm it, I tried to get confirmation on it. I can't get confirmation on it either. I tried. Oh, hey, Rob, how's it going, Dr. Roberto? How are you?
I actually watched the Hot Ones live when he dropped it.
What the fuck, dude? Why didn't you tell me? You're fired. I mean, you're not really hired, so they normally pay you.
We're getting paid. You ever seen the Street Fighter movie?
You pay.
He got paid.
You got paid. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Snyder's on point, dude. I buy it.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, honestly, if that guy says it, it doesn't even matter. Here's something I'm gonna say: is I don't have any dislike in the world for him, but if I did, I would still cite the guy because that's his story. It's basic ethics and basic journalism. It's fully funny. I saw it was really nice this morning when you talked about what's his name who cited me this week, the big guy. Campia, like fucking appreciate it. Like that is so fucking nice. And
actually put
also,
the website up on the camera.
Oh yeah, and like we worked for that. We got it. We deserve it, and I appreciate it. Like and everybody won. He won. I won. He won more. He's bigger than I am. He gets more out of it. So we all win, right? Well, I'm not going to say who, but somebody of equal standing goes and fucking takes Bestman Bulletin story, but does the Star Wars Newsnet write up of Bestman Bulletin scoop. And it's just like, it's so fucking frustrating. Like it makes me just literally hate everybody and everything in this fucking, I don't know if this is an industry. I don't know what you call it. This imagined community. I don't know what it is, but it fucking makes me mad. I'll tell you that much. Oh yeah, by the way, Rob, I know you're not like a big He-Man guy, But in Fall Guys, they put fucking He-Man little beans, little He-Man beans, little Orko
I
bean.
saw it. It's good.
I fucking love it.
It's not the best He-Man game ever. There's a fan 2D brawler like Final Fight where they took all the animation frames from the 80s cartoon and made
Really?
it fighting. Like, yeah, you can download
Oh.
it for free. It is great. It has the sound effects and a shitty animation and everything, dude.
Yeah, I want to play that. Yeah.
But
I-
officially licensed is the best officially licensed He-Man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love an open world Master of the Universe game like Witcher, but it looked like the 80s cartoon with the Prince
Yeah.
of Lion haircut and all the filmation effects and everything. That'd be so
Yeah.
good.
I believe in the He-Man universe. I can't say it's ever gotten the love it deserves as a premise. The Kevin Smith thing was maybe the best stab at
It
it
is
we
the
ever
best.
had
Yeah, and the opening first few minutes of the movie
of the film. Yeah,
was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And, but then that's it.
yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, so Keen joins the ever talented cast led by Body star Amandla Stenberg. The rest of the currently announced cast of the series includes Lee Jung Jae, Squid Game, who's being touted as the male lead, Jodie Turner Smith, White Noise, Manny Jacinto, The Good Place, and Charlie Barnett, Russian Doll. The series focuses on the emergence of the dark side during the final years of the High Republic era and will be showrun by the series creator Leslie Headland. Did you guys know that she was that one guy's assistant for 5 years? Did you guys know that? What's your fucking point? I mean, so fucking what? Who will also serve as director.
Wait, are we doing that? We're doing it. Someone used to be an assistant, so they don't count.
That
Are we
there's,
doing that?
that's what the
They know
fandom-
John Peters used to be a fucking hairdresser.
Yeah. No, the
Are we
yeah.
doing this?
the
Really?
the Offend Menace crowd wants to make the connection that she was what's his name? Harvey Weinstein's assistant, therefore she is bad. It's like her fucking
She was
boss.
raping people, is what he's saying. Like,
It's almost like they're trying to make her like what's her name? Brian Epstein's little
the guy
girl.
they worship was best friends with Epstein. What are we doing? What are we, he says he fell in love with Kim Jong Un. What are you doing?
Until his daughter
Alright,
hit 12,
sure.
and then he was in love with her, and he probably quit because he had her at home.
Jason, I think he paused.
I paused.
You're back.
Oh.
You looked up and then you paused, and then
You know what?
you came back.
I was abducted by aliens, but I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. So here's the fucking truth, man. I watched Logan, and I didn't want to. Somebody made me, and I just didn't retain it because they were just like, no, Logan, and like that's just not how you do it. It's not how you do it. And so I was like there, and I was like that.
Your
I was like
Cartman voice. I love it.
I was like fucking what was it Cassian's mom who's like, I'm free in here. That was me when I watched
with your
it.
Fall Guys and your
Yeah,
Fortnites,
in my head I was just like thinking
your
about other stuff.
VR.
So anyways, I don't really remember it. I want to give it a watch. I know it's a good movie. It just I wasn't in the mood. Yeah, I just wasn't in the mood. You know
Just
what I mean?
watch it because it's Man's Gold and you're prepping for indie. That's all you gotta
Yeah.
think about.
Right.
Matter of fact,
Well,
if you want to see how the guy can improve, go watch the fucking Wolverine. See if you can sit through that shit. Then
Yeah.
go watch Logan. You'll be like,
Well, I
"God
mean,
damn."
but I gotta roll it back though. Now I got two reasons. Because if this kid's in that show and Mangold doing Indy 5, I got two reasons. I got a Star Wars and an Indie reason. And boy, I
Yeah.
watched a lot of shit for a lot less reason. That's
Yeah,
and
I mean, you
it's
sat all
Wolverine.
through Kenobi just because you got some scoops.
No, I
You-
liked
what?
Kenobi. I actually liked Kenobi.
Sure,
do.
okay. Jason,
do.
you don't have to. You don't have to joke on.
I-
this
I
show. It's a
do.
serious-
I do like-
no, it's-
I
it's
do.
Not jokey time. I
do.
I believe you.
Fucking Tika. Remember when Tika stole his shit? Remember when Tika ripped that shit off and sold it back to him? I still laughed about that a little bit.
That was funny.
Yeah.
When the jaw was still, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about this. I think it's totally unfair, but it's kind of fun. Just it shows in a way the idiocy of fandom, but also like, is it a valid point? Not really, but maybe. Remember, so somebody was making the comparison between Roken I can't help you. Okay, I can help you for like no reason. And Andy Serkis. And they were like trying to make it like Andor's better for that reason. But I was like, well, yeah, the Andy Serkis thing is masterfully done, and the Roken thing was like kind of corny, but I don't think it's like necessarily like pits them against each other in a like here's the checkbox things that happen in every Star Wars series, and therefore, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I would be comparing Kenobi to Mando, not Andor. I don't
mhm,
think it's a fair.
yeah,
Just in tone. It's just there's not like Kenobi. Kenobi. That is weird though. That we were talking about what Star Wars should have the Andor vibe, right?
mhm,
I do think since they weren't going for the brassy, the way Giacchino did like the Rogue One score, right? Sort of a proto Star Warsy thing, right? They weren't going for that high adventure. They're going for this somber tone. I do think Kenobi would have benefited from if you're going different, because I listened to Nicholas Bertel's music and I'm like, this sounds like what Natalie Holt was going for, but didn't quite get there somehow. You know what I mean? Like I almost feel like it's a show that's trying to be can't be pulpy, but then have this weight, but it's not. It's so. It's like karate in the middle, right? Like
mhm.
Mr. Miyagi says, you karate so, you karate good, karate bad, karate so, hit from both sides. It's like those scenes where he's out in the Ramona, the Poway, when he's on Poway planet,
What is in
and
Joshua
he
Tree?
sees Anakin, and he sees Anakin just standing out, and he has those visions and shit. Like
Oh, you know what?
there's
You
a
know
way
what?
to do PTSD. It's just you can't do it through the action figure stuff. Like
If
it doesn't.
we wouldn't get demonetized for farting on YouTube, I would totally put "Fade Into You" when Anakin shows up. Doesn't it remember the "Fade Into You" Mazzy Star video? If you're old and you might remember that song. Yeah, it totally needs the "Fade Into You" fucking thing because that's what it looks like. I could just see like Anakin with like little plaid skirt out there in the desert being adorable.
Yeah, it's one step away from remember the Nestle white chocolate commercial from the 80s? Nestle. And it's like
Oh,
people diving into white chocolate and shit. Just like and then Anakin out in the desert looking at you.
fucking! Do you know? Do you know what
Yeah.
you've done, Bespin Bulletin? My neck, my back, my puzo, and my crack.
Souls dry. We blue souls wet for you with tears.
Oh,
Bespin. That was
you
your
you
best.
really should put all these things onto one volume. Just put making Star Wars the podcast a soundtrack for
A
put on Spotify
volume.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a volume. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I do have the
Just
name
me
fan.
yelling.
I have I've reserved the name fandom. DUMB fandom
Oh, nice.
for that. Yeah, yeah,
Fandom.
yeah.
Wow.
That's the Star Wars
All
music
right.
name. Yeah, it's all dumb
I
songs.
discovered something about myself today, Jason. I was watching the Campia show,
Mhm.
and someone in the chat.
Oh,
had made
I love you, John Campia. I'm glad that you are watching that guy. He is cool.
Well, so someone in the chat had made a joke about if Hercules had been something, he would have been molecules. He spelled molecules, and everyone when they finally got the pun, they're like, oh, like everyone when I found out, Jason, that if 6 people or more all collectively groan at a pun at the same time, I
It's
cannot
genius.
stop laughing. I
Yeah.
cannot. If it is legitimate, it can't be a fake. But if it is a legitimate, everyone, because everyone on the show stopped and synced and groaned, I spontaneously burst into laughter. Like it's uncontrollable. Just the thought of it. Love it.
We are going to go back over to Bespin Bulletin in a second, but
Wait,
since
the way of
you
Mapuzo.
since you guys took us there, this right here is the soundtrack for the last
Ooh.
Andor episode. It's out, and so you could
This
listen to
website's
the.
so 2009, dude.
Hey, I can't talk. Mine's
I like it.
2008.
like it.
Here's the track
And
list.
going backwards.
It's all there, but it has the Nemos Coruscant music. and then the Nemo's Galaxy Mix, and the Galaxy Mix is the good version. That's the version you want. It's only a minute 8,
Galaxy Mix.
but it's the one from the one from the show basically. The other one was like a dark one, and it's kind of like has like a oh yeah, I'm on ecstasy. This is more fun now. It's not. It's really not. But yeah. So it is what it is. It helps. Wait, here it is right here. Yeah. So like the whole track list is here, and you get that. I do like the Coruscant Lounge mix with the real version with the good version from Niamos, but when you have it before that, it's just kind of like but it's good.
You think
It's
Santa's gonna put that on when he puts in like a bath bomb? You know, like the candy cane bath bomb, right?
Yeah.
Crawls into that bath bomb tub, puts on that Coruscant mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scent of nutmeg in the air.
We'll do our own song called Neo Moist. No, I can't. I'll work on that. I'll workshop
Neo
it.
Moistians.
Nemoistians.
Nemoistians. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So okay,
Camino.
so Andor season 2 directors revealed. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't think I know who any of these fuckers are at all. I think this is all like, oh yes, I remember he directed the epilogue to Rome. I don't remember this shit. So, anyways, here we go. You could give him a coffee. You can do that. You could be good. I suggest that if you love Bestman Bulletin, you read a site every day, that you just become like a monthly $1 monthly, and then that way every single month you're doing your part, and it supports him. If everybody gave him $1 who reads the site, it changes his life. He'd probably get more spoilers too. Anyways, it was back in September.
He can afford Popeyes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Popeye's fucking shipped over all the time. Get really fucking fat and satisfied. It was reported back in September
Really fucking fat.
that Rio Kleeman, Yellow Jackets, had joined the director's list, and that he'd be handling the first 3 episodes of the season. Now, Collider has exclusively revealed,
People like the Yellow Jackets,
right, to a conversation with Andor showrunner Tony Gilroy, the other directors joining Kleiman. Is it Kleeman or Kleiman? I don't know. For season 2. First up, we have Janice Metz, who's probably best known for directing the episode of True Detective season 1. So I've seen True Detective season 1. It was all very good. Unlike True Detective season whatever came after that one.
Came after.
And more
it's kind of
recently,
like the Lucas movies.
Hey. And more recent, directed the Amazon Prime Video original film All the Old Knives. Trying to get that Knives Out SEO. What's going on there? Starring Chris Pine, Star Trek, Don't Worry, Darling, and Solo's Thandie Newton. Also
some of the other Stranger Things ish.
I feel like I'm like reading an award show whenever I read these parts. Also
he's
joining,
really just feeding Google here, isn't he?
He's like, trying to get that SEO going thing too. I think everything's an SEO trick now. Also joining Kleiman and Meds is Alonso Ruz Palacios.
Look, hold on.
Ruz Palacios.
As someone with a
Palacios.
last name that people never know how to pronunciate,
Yeah.
I respect that actors are using their actual birth last names out. However, I do also appreciate when they would just change that shit to Stone so you remember it. That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one, Alonzo. You know?
My name is Alonso Ruiz Palacios, but you could call me Johnny Stone. No.
It's like when in the epic rap battles when they have Picasso and he says his full name and you're just like, you go, fuck this fucking versus Bob Ross. You're gonna remember the Bob Ross. It's just easy.
You know what?
If it was Alonzo Palace, you would remember, right?
There was a time I looked at Taika Waititi and I said, "What the fuck does that say?" Now I got it. It's cool.
Yeah, but it rolls off the tongue a little easier than just the same.
Oh, thank you, James. Love the new Avatar trailer. Looks like a surface level action movie with no memorable villain. Cameron's almost on Filoni's level.
Okay.
Thank you, James. And
see you there opening night.
For that, I will agree with you.
I really love, man, that we live in a world where people say, I wish they would have no trailers for movies. I want to know nothing. And then when a trailer comes out, it did not tell me the whole story. I don't think I'm going to go see it. And then they come back and saw it. And then I don't know, man. It's fucking
I will
fans are
meet
weird.
you. I will meet you in the middle, and in the middle. By the middle, I mean that I've seen like how much have I seen? Like 10 minutes of it, something like that at D23, and then both trailers.
3 hour long, 10-minute film.
No,
It's
no,
like
exactly.
3 more hours of film for you. to
Exactly.
see.
And all I know, but seriously though, all I know is there's water and they got
Yeah.
kids now. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it would be, is it just is the film just about colonial
Nobody knew what Top
resistance?
Gun was about. Nobody knew what Top Gun was about. I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
I
same
did.
footage.
I knew it
for
was
2 years it was the same footage. Jason.
Yeah, but you knew like it is the top fighter pilots in the country.
Yeah, it's the blue people coming back fighting the humans. Like there you go.
Yeah, no,
There you know
and here's the thing. If it ain't fucking broken, don't fix it to some extent. I totally get that. But is that what it is, or is there like a quest in there? I don't know. Like, why are they in water? I don't know. So I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more. That's all I'm trying to say.
Why? You're not going to go, right? Everyone promised me they're not going, Jason.
I
and
never.
unfortunately, last month when I went to the fucking theater, it was full.
Hey.
And I was promised an empty theater.
Hey,
Like,
fake fan! I didn't see you at D23 seeing that preview where I was at.
I'm begging you. I'm begging everyone to not see the movie. I want the film for myself.
Dude,
James Cameron made
dude.
this just for me.
I'm
So
in,
like,
I'm in the way of
right?
water right now.
no, you can't. No, Jason, you
yeah,
can't
dude.
do it. No
Dude,
one can see
dude,
it but me.
You don't even have
James
the
Cameron.
You don't even have the collectible poster. You
and
fake
all of his
James Cameron
ex-wives.
fucking
We're all going to
poser.
be there.
Yeah.
All of his ex-wives.
Dude.
Including when he was a truck driver. The one we never even heard. We don't even know her name. That one, the one way back. We're all going to be there. That's it.
Yeah. No.
The first Rob's Club.
No. I mean,
Like
but I think the movie will do fine. I don't think it's going to hurt the movie. I don't think it's like a problem. I think he knows
the
he doesn't.
re-release made $76 million, Jason. Like,
yeah. So
I don't know what to say, dude. Like, I forget about Avatar for a second. We do live in a world where, like, they do it to Marvel films. It's great. They go, I want nothing to know about the Spider-Man. I wish I didn't know anything. And then when they don't have a Spider-Man trailer for, like, I don't know, till like 2 months before the movie comes out, what's going on? How come there's no trailer? They did it to Thor,
yeah,
right? What's going on? It's not coming out. I thought you said you didn't want a trailer. And then when it comes out, and then they get the trailer like, that is the perfect, you just put it to Led Zeppelin, or you put it to Guns N' Roses, or you put it to Nirvana, and that is the most perfect trailer ever. And then they come back, wasn't so great. That's so great. I don't know why it's making $850 million. It's not that great. Hollywood needs to stop making movies. And then they're like, why are they making the next movie? I don't understand this fan base, Jason.
no.
I'm too old for this fan base.
I don't know.
get it.
I don't know for certain that it's like the same people who say that, but collectively, if we make them
It's the
into
same
one
people.
being, they are crazy for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here. Let me
This
let me ask
trailer
a weird
did
question.
one thing I think is brilliant. It has a guy who died, and his mind has been placed into the body of an alien, and he goes to the planet where he died. He picks up his own skull and crushes his own skull. It's in the trailer, Jason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this shit, and it doesn't then cut that and then cut to like a Marvel-like joke. Or they fly now? They fly now? It doesn't like do any of that shit. It does all the shit seriously. It
Cameron-
takes a pulp adventure and gives you a serious sort of like saga as the way Lucas used to cut trailers, like with the Phantom Menace, was sort of serious-ish.
Cameron asked me what I thought about that at D23, and I straight up looked him in the eye and said he should have fucked it. He should have skull fucked himself. That's what I said.
But it was an NFT skull. And once he crushed it, it was gone. He couldn't
And
get it
then
back, so he didn't have a
and then
chance to
you
fuck it. It's the
then
problem.
you could have sold it to Linda Hamilton as an NFT, and she would have bought it because she's fucking
Like,
crazy.
I just think, man, like, here's the thing, man. When Star Wars fans get a trailer, they're just like, look at this planet. What is this? What's going on? When they got the Star Wars Eclipse trailer, right? They're like, what is this? What's going on? Oh, what's all this stuff? Oh, they just can't let every little thing.
Yeah, that's
and then
fake.
when there's something
That's
called
fake.
Avatar, they go, I don't know, it looks fake. It's just the craziest fucking thing to me, dude.
No, no. I'm gonna tell you the truth though. I saw 10 minutes of it, 15 minutes of it at G23.
Hold
and
on.
it looked fucking.
Humanity are the villains in Avatar. We are the villains, James. Humanity.
But Jake is a human.
Is he?
I think colonialism is the villain.
he?
I think colonialism is the villain.
Yeah,
though.
we, not like we're
Mhm.
inherently all evil.
Yeah.
The choices that we make and the pursuit of
isn't-
profits over humanity
But isn't
is
James
evil.
Isn't what's his name? Scully? What's the
Jake
hero's name?
Sully.
Yeah,
Jake
Jake.
Sully.
Isn't Jake kind of colonizing that pussy and that blue pussy
No.
and colonizing that body?
No.
Like
No.
by going in there in that way? No? Okay.
No.
But anyways, what I was gonna say was I saw like 10-15 minutes of the footage. It looks fucking amazing. But when you watch that trailer and however it converts to a YouTube video, even in 4K, it looks like shit in comparison to what it truly looks like. It looks like a fucking mind blowing. The frame rate is fucking nuts. And it's like you just don't get that. So making a critique on it, if you watch the trailer at home and you didn't see it in
I
3D,
know, man. I watched it on my
then it's-
Sony Bravia 985. It looked brilliant. So I don't know what anyone is talking
Yeah,
about.
I watched it
on your little TV or your
No,
phone. I
no.
don't fucking know, dude.
I have a
But-
pretty nice TV. I watched it in 4K on there, and it doesn't do it justice compared to what it looks like.
Well, it's all going to be in the theater, so all the
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
streaming it can worry about that later. Like I don't
Yeah,
really.
no,
give two
exactly.
shits.
No, but what I'm actually endorsing the movie. I'm on your side here. I mean, I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm trying to
But
say
I'm
is
not. I'm telling
the
them to not go
theatrical-
see it. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
begging them.
no, they're going to
begging
see it.
them,
It made
please,
$70
no.
million dollars.
Oh no, don't.
You don't get to play. No, you're not the insider. You're in the big group right now. Like you're in the cool kids club. You don't get to go. Don't come to homecoming the football game.
Don't.
No,
it's not
you're-
for you.
you're
It's not for
homecoming-
you.
you're
Go see
homecoming
Black
king.
Adam.
You're the
Go
homecoming
see
king
Black-
this time. You're the
Black Adam,
yeah,
not
yeah,
Blue Adam.
you're-
Black
you're
Adam. That's
the
what you.
homecoming queen.
It's just when I watch Avatar, man, I just think like had this dude hooked up with Lucas, like, and the first Jedi planet was a living sentient planet.
Yeah.
You know, that is being like, and it has the last kyber crystals or some potent version, and there was a new order trying to like mine it. You know what I mean? And like there was a 9-foot, the hero's a 9-foot tall blue alien versus another white British girl. That's something Lucas would have done. That's totally something Lucas would have done. And the idea that Lucas talks about his sequels wanting to go microbial or, biological. Well, that's what Avatar is doing. It's just what kills me, dude. Is just
I think Lucas made that up after he heard that what Cameron was doing. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's what I was
Fair
going
enough.
to do too." No, I'm kidding.
Fair enough. Fine.
But I kind of wouldn't be surprised.
But like again, what Cameron's able to do with anything he does is he shoots everything he shoots, whether it's The Abyss, whether it's Titanic, whether it's T2, and even the first Terminator, is he takes the camera and he gets, and that's him physically like on the camera on Steadicam all the time.
right.
He actually is the one holding the camera shooting. Whether it's in water, whether it's underwater on the Abyss. He didn't have to send someone down he's down there filming himself, man. Like, and this time he's underwater shooting in 3D. Like, if Lucas was doing this, you would have been like, this guy, he's continuing to break the bounds of technology. And,
Rob,
and Lucas
Rob,
is drinking
Rob,
a fucking
Rob,
Starbucks on
Rob,
set
Rob,
on the Attack of the
Rob,
Clones.
Rob, he's diabetic. He's diabetic. Don't put him. Don't make him do that. Okay.
And he reads Dianetics. He's a diabetic who reads Dianetics, and he won't let that
man.
joke go for 30 years, Jason. Just thinks it rhymes. It's like haiku. It's Lucas Q.
He's all. I heard what you said, Francis, and I went to.
And they can't.
I went to
and fans
become
can't get
diabetic.
excited. They go, I'm tired of movies shot in the void. I'm tired of movies shot in the. Why don't they ever do it? Why don't they push? Why don't they do anything with blah blah blah? And then here they go, but not that. Not that. What do you want? A wheel of time? Like, I don't know, man. I guess you just don't get it. Then don't go. For the love of fucking Christ, don't go. But they keep going, Jason. So I don't know. Like, I'm sorry they can't enjoy this spec. And I guess you said something when I saw the re-release. You said something that I think ties into Andor, and I think that made the most sense to me why people have a hard time with Avatar. And again, it doesn't have a villain. Yeah, it has a villain. It's us. And when we see a realistic destruction of an environment, like an entire forest being burnt down for fun, right? That just hits too close to home. It's not far away in a galaxy far, far away enough. It's a little too close for people. They feel uncomfortable. When that first Avatar came out, it's all about, it's about George Bush and
Well,
Republicans.
in Star Wars, they just blow up the planet and then move on to a different one. And
Right, but in Andor, we
there's
get to
really no
see
problems.
Yeah, we get to see them actually have to live in a fascist prison, and then that makes people really uncomfortable.
Wouldn't it be cool if, like, the way of water opens up, it's like this beautiful crystal clear water, just fucking cat ass in a bikini's fucking swimming. You see those butt cheeks kind of fucking flapping in the waves, and then all of a sudden you just see like a fucking soggy ass diaper fucking go by. She's like swims past some diaper because it's like
Oh.
turns out it was on Earth the whole time.
Ocean pollution.
Ocean pollution.
Pollutant.
Yeah.
Ocean pollution.
No. Yeah, but anyways, I doubt this is the case, but like I was wondering, like, do you think everybody who saw the re-release will go see it in the theater, or because the trailer doesn't really show much more than what the original movie did? So I'm kind of wondering if like
Jason,
if those
it's
audiences
2
feel
months
less.
away. Here's what's
Yeah.
going to happen. You're going to get an action trailer, a C trailer, 4 weeks away. if
Oh,
not
we
3
are.
weeks away.
That
Yeah.
isn't the final one. Okay.
And then what you're gonna get is a fucking slew of algorithm ads. They call them TV spots, but no one watches TV anymore.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get online ads that are gonna show all the action non-fucking stop. I think they did the smart thing on this advertising campaign, which is I was afraid they were going to try and shove Avatar down people, because they spent so much money. We got to get in quick and throw a fucking giant marketing. They're staggering this stuff. They got you the first set of trailers around CinemaCon. Then they did the re-release, which snuck on the radar and brought in fucking 20 million here, 50 million overseas. And then they get the next trailers, and then they'll start the ad they got the toys, the McFarlane toys in the fucking, stores going in. And then people start going around. When they turn around, what's the fucking Avatar? There's a new Avatar movie. And then you go, what is it? And then, moms look at that trailer and go, look at the pretty fish in the fucking, wow, that's pretty. Let's go see it. And then when they go there, they're killing everything.
Bespin.
This is sad. Oh no, they're gonna drown. I'm claustrophobic. You're gonna wait till you see it.
I need to Bespin bulletin. Should I make Rob the indecent proposal now? Me and Bespin, we have an indecent proposal, and you're Demi Moore. I'm gonna make it anyway, whether he says to or not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If avatars come out in Fortnite and me and Bespin buy them and we buy you one, will you play with us for an hour?
For 1 hour?
Maybe
I
two.
even can you do cross? Can I play on my PlayStation 5 or do I have to be on a PC?
Yeah, you can. He plays on the PlayStation 5.
How are you gonna gift me?
We just become friends on the game, and then we just send it to you. I mean,
only the weekend that movie comes out.
And here's something I want to throw out there too, is like in the game right now, all of the land things are going up into the air. Like all of like the buildings are up in the air, and I think they're gonna flood the map. And so I see a way of water thing coming. I could be wrong. It's all conjecture.
If then for the good of the show,
yeah,
fine. But
and you could be Jake. You could be Jake. I'm gonna be. You could be Jake.
My least favorite character, dude. Like I freely admit that Cameron. I wish Cameron had gotten Matt Damon on Avatar. I really do. Matt Damon turned the shit down, and with it, he turned down $250 million. It was the biggest fucking mistake in Hollywood. Like, I've never heard of a dumber fucking move than an actor who goes, nah. Like, I just can't figure. Well, the Bourne movies, I don't know. I'm overexposing myself. Overexpose yourself. Like, this is when you do it, dumbass. Fucking idiot. So, like, it's the stupidest fucking thing ever, bro. Yeah. So,
So
So
let me,
they got
Rob,
you know.
I have a question. Do you think the next Avatar trailers that hit are going to give like more story details
It's gonna
about
be
like
action. Yeah, it's gonna be action based. Yeah.
I mean, do you think there will be a story trailer? Is what I'm asking. Do you think there will
Yeah.
be something that like tells
Yes.
me
Yes. Yes.
because no
Well,
because
the difference is if you remember the original 2009 trailer,
mhm,
that movie has Jake doing first person narration. He's doing those video logs. So they
yeah
were able to use his voice in that trailer to
to
tell the
narrate
story. And matter of fact, if you watch that trailer, it gives you the whole movie. Like to be perfectly honest
yeah
with you, it even shows you the ending. So it's like you don't even need to see the movie. Like if that trailer came out now, people would be like,
yeah.
"It's too much. It gave away the whole
But
movie."
it
So
but it was
even
never
that
about
trailer,
that. Yeah, it wasn't about that though. It was
yeah,
okay
and
because it
even
wasn't about
then,
that.
but think about it, with all that story they gave out, even then, it still only did like 70 million that weekend. So
Mhm,
that doesn't equate, the thing you're thinking about. Like
mhm.
what they're doing is generating people now. And instead of people saying this looks stupid, I don't want to see it, they go, well, I wish I knew more about it. They've generated your curiosity.
Yeah,
Do you see what I mean? Like it's
yeah. I
not
mean, but
rather
no,
than shoving it in front of you, telling you this is why it's cool, and you go, well, I don't know, maybe I got 2 months to think about it not being cool. You're going, well, I don't still know. I want to know what it's about. Anyone know what it's about? But now they're wondering what it's about,
yeah.
versus the a year ago, who fucking cares? Why are they making this? Why aren't they making Black Adam 3?
Mhm.
Like D
Well,
3D.
because if he was to make Black Adam 3, he would have to reorder the DC universe forever and then put it back and then reorder it again. So that's why.
Has there ever been a time an actor created a tagline for a movie that isn't the actual tagline for the movie? Like,
Um,
right? Because
that
they
one
don't
game,
use that. in
no,
the
Multiverses, the game I play, Multiverses,
Yeah.
they even used that as the tagline for when Black Adam was coming into the game, saying that the hierarchy of multiverses is going to be altered forever. And
And
then the
Scrappy
movie,
Doo shows up. Like,
yeah, and then I don't know if the movie bombed, but I think the movie did less than stellar that weekend, and I was like, I hope nobody gets in trouble for that in the end.
it did 67 million, and I mean, it made less. It made less
It ain't gonna
money
make its money
than
back.
bro. Like it's made less money than third-rate Marvel films. Eternals made more than that. Everything made more than that.
Yeah.
Everything made more than that. Shang-Chi made more than that. Black Widow made more than that. Everything made more than that.
Cheech and
So
Chong,
like
almost.
Birds of Prey, dude. Like I mean, well, Birds of Prey probably did about the same, but you know what I mean. Like the only DC movie that hasn't made money that should have was the Suicide Squad by James Gunn.
Mhm.
So, and that's just, bro. You can't shake the fact that people fucking couldn't stand that first movie.
Yeah.
You know?
So Bespin says the movie is apparently not going to make over 450 million.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad. I mean, what's sad is that like how do I say this? Had they made something where, again, it's not that people didn't know what it was about. You don't know if what is he? Is he a villain? It's this Venom problem, right? But at least there's an install base for Venom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not just comic fans, but even like random people who vaguely know about Spider-Man know there's a Venom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because of the 90s, the way that character is filtered.
Yeah,
through.
like Black Spider-Man. No, that one kid. No, the other Black Spider-Man. Oh yeah, okay, Venom.
Right. The one with the muscles and the crew cut and shit.
The one from the
But,
Spider-Verse. No, the other
big
one.
tongue. With the big tongue. Drools a lot. So yeah, like that's the thing, dude. But I just think like for whatever reason, man, I wish any one of us had if any one of us had the answers, we could make people money. But they don't even have the answers. These studios can't. If they knew, think about this. These studios have made millions of films over the last 100 years. They don't have the answers to guarantee to make their money back. Like,
Well,
if anybody
these-
should have had the answers, it'd be the studios. Like,
This is the entertainment corporate class who made a movie about Han Solo that wasn't successful. I mean,
thought a
it's-
lot about this today.
just think about
you
it.
know?
I mean, but think about what a given that was. These people could fuck
Not a
things
given.
up,
And let me
they
tell you why.
do.
I've been reading. Let me tell you why it's not a given. and this just dawned on me this morning inadvertently.
Mhm.
So I'm reading Quentin Tarantino's book, Cinema Speculation, right?
Mhm.
And he's got chapters broken up about a
Rob
specific
reads
movie.
it, so you don't have to. I'm kidding.
Right.
Go ahead.
So you should though. It's great. And
Yeah,
the second
I want to.
chapter's on Bullet, Steve McQueen's Bullet, right?
Mhm.
And he gets into how that was made and it very, very, with Steve McQueen. But the thing he talks about Steve McQueen in that film is, in particular with Steve McQueen in general, Steve McQueen would refuse to he'd cut out all of his dialogue and scripts or hand it to someone else. And he'd be like, you do all the dialogue. I'm going to sit here peeling an apple and looking cool. Like he would make sure he always looked cool. He'd come into a room, he'd come into a scene. If he had to wear a pair of jeans, he'd wash it 100 times to make sure they were the cleanest, coolest fucking jeans ever. And he didn't want to play a cop. He didn't want to do the movie Bullet because he knew the hippies liked them and he didn't want to be a fucking cop. So he had to make cops cool. You know what I mean? Before then, cops were always like G-men in trench coats who were always trying to find the fucking, the killer and the murder. He's like, no one gives a shit about that. So he's going to jazz clubs. You know what I mean? He was like, the Bullet was the first cool fucking cop. Turtlenecks, fucking spotty. And what made me think about Solo was because Quentin goes, there weren't just a lot of guys who could sit on screen, sit down, and just be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen's one of those rare dudes. And I'm like, Harrison Ford was one of those guys who could just sit down in a room, whatever movie he's in, and just be fucking cool. Apocalypse Now, you're like, that guy's cool, right? He's like nothing in that film.
That's what they thought when they were casting Hayden Christensen. That's what they thought they had. They thought they had a new young James Dean, and you just can't do that.
Yeah, and Alden Ehrenreich, it's unfair because it just, first off, Harrison Ford was already 30, so you need. And he's 30 going on 60. Like the dude he exuded maturity, right?
He's always been
even,
38. Han Solo,
right? He's always been 38
like his whole life until he
yeah,
died.
Yeah, and so Alden is just not the guy who's gonna sit down and chicks are gonna be like, I want to fuck that dude. That's just not. That's not him. And the closest thing I can think of maybe would have been
I'm not going to speak
Brad
for chicks.
Pitt or George Clooney, but they're too old to do a young 20-year-old Han Solo. So you got to cast a guy who's 20 years old, and you got to tell audience members, right? Forget what you've already seen, other Star Wars films. I don't give a shit. You got to say this guy is going to be this dude in 10 years that women will fuck when he just walks in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who can pull that off at 20?
Shia LaBeouf.
Or that
Shia
who
LaBeouf.
can pull
That's pretty much it.
the
Shia
closest dude, Ryan Gosling, he's too old for the role. Perhaps the person who could have pulled it off was Adam Driver, but they already cast him as Han Solo's kid. So you see what I mean?
It would have worked though. When it would have worked.
That's why I thought.
I would have been.
When I was doing the math today, I'm like, Adam Driver. I'm like, whoa! And now I got how he could be his kid. Oh, he is a younger, cooler, right? He could sit down and command your attention.
It looks like the holiday special Han Solo to me.
But he doesn't have the same jawline. That's the problem. He doesn't you have to take if you took Clooney and you took Brad Pitt and Adam Driver, boom, you got three people, you mix them, then you got a Harrison Ford. That's the trick though. Casting is everything.
James Bond never looks the same, but spiritually it can be very similar. That's all that matters is spirit of.
Even 20-year-old looking, and he wasn't 20 when he did Road to Perdition, but Daniel Craig, younger Daniel Craig, just looked like a fucking pencil neck idiot. You know what? He didn't look like Casino Royale Daniel Craig. He was like the shitty little son, of the mobster that he was Don Jr. in that movie. You fucking idiot, getting smacked around by Paul Newman and shit. So that's just one of those things that I think about with Solo. It was fundamentally flawed at that point, unless perhaps you go a total comedic route, which is what I wonder if Lord and Miller were thinking that. You know what I mean? We're never gonna hit the cool factor. You can't, and it's not a slight on Alden Ehrenreich.
I completely see every point that you're making, and I don't disagree. I still think the movie just failed because the executives didn't know how to put it out, though. They didn't know how to put it out. They put it out the wrong time. They didn't know what they were doing. They got greedy and stupid. They fucked it up. They could have got more out of it if they had just waited fucking 4 months.
Sure, and adding
it.
100, yeah, but even then, adding $100 million to your budget, dude, doesn't do anybody any favors. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've watched the movie quite a bit, and when you get to the to Kessel, that shit looks like the Kenobi series. It looks terrible.
It looks
It's
terrible.
Yeah.
I've said this a million times. You know, there are visual effects that don't work, and the whole Kessel run by itself is it's bad. It's just bad. It's not a good idea. It's not a good take. I don't care if people find it weird and different and interesting. It's just not. It doesn't live up to an adventure. The visual effects are not that great. And the movie has a weird third act on a beach that just confuses most fucking people in the theater, you know. And I saw it 3 times in the theater just to watch audiences, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they were confused when it was like it keeps going, like it's gonna keep going, like it's Han Solo. We should be coming back for a second showing, and it just keeps going.
Well, Luke says, "I'm sure Avatar will make a fortune. Families love Avatar. Anyway, can we have a new Star Wars film?"
You know, I just thought about it. You know who could have done it, but he was already cast in a Star Trek movie. Was Chris Pine. Chris Pine in 2009 could have pulled off the young Solo.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's doing in that Kirk movie. He's doing a young Solo, you know, like he's doing that.
Well, the one thing that this show hasn't really talked about, and that I don't think I've really heard very many people talk about, was when Avatar first hit. Well, nobody knows this part necessarily, but when Avatar first hit, I went to see the Savage Opress Clone Wars film in the theater for a special screening. Nobody cared about Dave Filoni then. Filoni was just a fucking loser in a stupid hat who did a really good job, and nobody knew who he was. Same guy, cool guy, whatever. I didn't mean he's like a loser. I mean he was just like an average person as far as anybody in the room was concerned. And the guy would not.
He was so he was so not famous, Jason.
Yes.
That my ex-girlfriend married a guy who worked at Nickelodeon, who was friends with Filoni.
Yeah.
They went to the Clone Wars movie premiere. And they didn't even name drop him. They were like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, he's friends
no.
with the director." Like,
Where's-
if you're
where's the stupid
famous,
hat?
you let me know. She ran into Jake Paul. No, who's the dude who played Jesse Pinkman?
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul,
Is that
right?
right?
Whatever.
Is that right, Aaron Paul?
Paul Aaron, whatever. So they ran into Jesse. She ran, and then she was like, "I ran into Aaron Paul." You know, like so. When you're famous or you meet a famous person, they name drop him, and he wasn't even famous enough to get name dropped at that time.
Yeah, there was a special screening for a night where you could go and you could just watch it for free, and it was like they gave out a free T-shirt and a free poster. And I went to the one in Los Angeles, so everybody from ILM and Lucasfilm was there. Katie Lucas was there. All the voice actors. It was a pretty good time. Anyways, but Filoni probably talked to him for about a half hour after. And about 20 minutes of that was just Dave Filoni gushing about certain shots in Avatar and how fucking amazing it was. And about how like the fucking dragons were cool. And then like flash forward to about a year and a half, we get the introduction of Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
And what is Saw Gerrera writing? The fucking
Dragons.
Avatar dragons.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the planet is very much influenced. Andor was influenced by Avatar and the original version.
Oh no,
hey, Dave.
Jason.
Hey,
That's
it's been a long time,
untrue.
bud.
As I was referencing Rogue Planet.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Jason? It's Rogue
Yeah.
Planet. It's a living plant planet with little plant dragons and acting. You just go on rides and stuff. It's the best.
And your Cios Basque, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, Cisco Bass, Cisco Basics.
I love
But
Bass.
but no, but when Avatar comes out, if the movie's really good, it's going to affect Star Wars. It's going to change expectations for Star Wars in some way. We don't know what it's going to be. If the movie is highly successful, it's gonna.
Everyone's getting dreads, Jason. I'm gonna get
Everybody is?
dreads. John's gonna get dreads.
Mm.
I don't know if you know this. We're gonna wait till Kathy falls asleep. We're gonna get her dreads. They cut him off before he gets himself into more trouble.
But I think the most obvious thing that it may do is it may bring Star Wars back to 3D.
But people have been saying, Jason, for the last year, right, with Marvel and stuff and Star Wars in general, we just want a serious sci-fi science fiction like adventure. Well, Avatar's
No,
a
they don't.
serious science fiction adventure. They don't. They want their action figures that go blah 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 blah, make a joke, ha ha ha, blah 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 blah, serious,
So
like
the
and if
top
they
10,
really wanted serious,
top
bro, if they
10,
really wanted, oh
Dahmer,
shit,
Lord of the
Dahmer,
Rings, Cobra
fuck,
Kai,
bro.
The Empress, Jeffrey Dahmer,
Cobra
The
Kai.
British Baking
Oh, hold
Show,
on.
She-Hulk.
Pause it on Cobra Kai because that's the one that kills me the most, dude. You know, like,
Yeah,
look, I've enjoyed Cobra Kai since I've been watching it.
that's
I
50
subscribed to
episodes.
YouTube Red. That's how much I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, same.
This
I did
season,
too.
I
And
haven't
Poppy.
been able to get past the second episode.
Oh, I loved it.
I cannot get past this. It's the whole like when he like hides a chili pepper shit and they're like clearly in a mall in Cerritos pretending it's Mexico. Like I just and every time they get in the car, it's the worst blue screen I've ever seen. Like
Mhm.
I'm like it really feels like ABC's TGIF's Cobra Kai.
No,
I don't know,
no,
man.
no. It feels it will you are either watching the Karate Kid films or you're watching The Secret Life of the American Teenager on ABC Family. One of the two. Sometimes Karate Kid comes in and fucks that
I
show, and that's none of
I
that.
just really miss the promise this show had when it first started, where it felt like a real LA, and this
Mhm.
guy was in it, you know, and
Yeah.
he was stuck in the '80s, like you know, and he's watching Iron
Well,
Eagle, and he's getting like pumped up, you know, watching
it's
Iron
not
Eagle.
it's not entirely obvious at first, but what they do in the season is that they have LaRusso and Johnny switch places. They become like opposites as Johnny tries to become like a dad, and he tries. So it's actually like it's it's smart for dumb, and people have said like
I
my
hear you.
buddy my buddy Bespin, he says, I don't know how many more seasons they can do, and I always say to that, do not underestimate those motherfucker who make that show, their ability to milk melodrama and keep it going. Like I say,
But it's number 3.
it's
We
yeah,
can say
but
whatever we want,
well,
folks. Like
it
say whatever
has,
we want. It's number 3, man.
but look,
Like
but I
that's
mean, like
crazy.
British Baking Show has 79 episodes, Cobra Kai has 50 episodes to get there, so it's like, you know, it's kind of one of those
But that's
things. But
something
like,
Netflix should be learning when they think like this is like when they just dump a show after 3 seasons because they think,
yeah,
well, it's not bringing new subscribers, bro. The more you populate your service, the more people go, oh, I got stuff to latch on to. Then they hear word of mouth. It's totally worth it. It's got all this stuff. Oh, really? Then I'll go on. Not, oh, they got this new thing. I'll go check it out and then leave. Like, how does checking something out and leaving benefit a service more than people who they get forever? Like, I don't
yeah.
know, man.
Roland says that season 5 gets really good towards the middle, and I watched it all in about a day. So, and I agree with you though. I think from memory, I think that's kind of right. So
I like
you're
the actors, I like the
yeah,
characters, and I like the cheese. What was
it
killing
does
me
get
so
better.
far is the intentional lack of basic visual effects.
Mhm.
The every time he gets in the Jeep and they're not in a, it's clearly, it's just not even like they don't even fake the light, they don't even try
No,
to,
they don't try
and
to.
it's like, look, if that's the case, give me VHS scan lines too, and
Mhm.
you know what I mean, like go the, like how Werewolf by Night added the cigarette burns, you know,
That's
into the side, like it was an
guys, he's
actual
doing the
movie.
film grain thing, but now it's VHS. He's a changed it for Cobra
Yeah,
Kai.
well then
He's-
if you're gonna go there, give me the full bit.
I'm just
Don't
kidding.
commit halfway.
Yeah, but I would suggest not giving
Oh
up.
great, there's 10 more hours of my life. I gotta go sit there.
I mean, you know, you could
kid.
wash the dishes.
I'll put it
while
on
you
while
watch
we're playing Fortnite. I'm certain I won't be missing anything.
it. That's how I watched it. I was playing Fortnite when I watched it. I had a great time.
Yeah, can't. Yeah, whatever.
Hmm. No, but anyways, these charts don't really make sense. Andor's not fucking on fire by any stretch of the imagination. Like it's not doing, with this amount of episodes at this point, I don't think it's doing what Boba or Kenobi did at all. But it's also not that kind of show. I think like Boba and Kenobi are going to come out and boom, big flash, get a bunch of shit going. I think Andor is going to have longevity. That's my prediction. Is that once the show's all out and people could binge watch it, and also some people have said I don't think it's a show that you rewatch, and I completely disagree because I've already
I'll be leaving
rewatched
this
it
one on
more.
fucking repeat, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
rewatch it a
lyrical.
lot.
So it like the Batman, you can leave it on because it's lyrical. You can just leave that movie on a loop. It'll play all fucking day, and that
Yeah.
music will get stuck in. You know, look, I'm a huge MCU fan, but I think the Batman's still the best pulp superhero like thing we've
And
gotten
MC
all year.
Hammer.
And this Andor, and both of them for me have a commonality, Jason, and that's it is a film that is placing you in the boots of the character.
Right.
It is placing you in that character's POV. You are not watching things happen like on Boba Fett where you're seeing things play out. You are Andor. You know, like, and I would love a Boba Fett season 2 where they place you in the boots of the closest thing we got to it was when he was in the Sarlacc pit and they didn't do enough with it. You know, like you really could have made a better meal out of that, you know, pun intended. But, you know, and really got into the horrifics of getting out of that fucking thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think about that shot Spielberg did in Jaws when, you know, Quint's about to go into the belly of the shark and it cuts to the POV and you see that and his feet's like kicking, you know, kicking back the teeth.
Yeah.
I just a kid, I was like, that, like,
By the way,
and you hear that.
watch the whitest kids. Watch the whitest kids Jaws sketch. It's so fucking genius and hilarious. It's so fucking funny.
I will. I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's you got to like really pay attention to it one time. It's a one-time watch though. It's like it only works one time the first time, but it's great. But House of the Dragon isn't on there because it's on HBO, so it's a broadcast show, so it doesn't make the streaming charts because it's split apart. It's probably it might even be bigger than all of it for all we know.
It is.
Yeah,
It
probably
is.
it should be.
I've seen what the numbers are on that.
Not
It's
bigger.
crazy.
I don't think it's something that's better.
And remember,
than Andor,
by
but
the
it's
way, remember before that came out, the word was no one cares about Game of Thrones anymore. The last season sucked. It's all over. No one gives two shits. And then boom. So like this whole like fandom has the fucking answer. The last thing no one liked, quote unquote, right? Because you and your friends didn't like it. Look, man, me and my friends love Avatar. Should we go around saying the whole world fucking loves it because we love it?
Yeah.
That means all you out there like it? No. But so you can't play the same thing in reverse and think it's true because you don't have enough data to know what the actual answers are. It's really the answer. You can go on an instinct. You could say, well, I've been right 51% of the time, so chances are. But I mean, I don't even know what the fucking Empress is, man. You know, I don't know what the Midnight Club is.
So She-Hulk has 8 episodes at this point to Andor's 5. The episodes of She-Hulk are a little bit shorter, so realistically, they're probably kind of the same. I don't
And
really
it's a
know.
fun show. It's a funny show that people know about. And never underestimate the fact that She-Hulk is like you say She-Hulk. Well, it's got Hulk in the title. You know what I mean? If it said Lil Vader, we might be getting a whole lot more views, Jason.
Baby Vader.
Yeah. If it said look, if the movie says Baby Yoda, it makes $3 billion, Jason. That's all I'm saying.
If it says Grogu 2.5, you're fucking up. Gotta call it Baby Yoda. Filoni still calls it Baby Yoda. Have you noticed that? I don't think you've ever seen any.
Yes,
He calls it Baby
because
Yoda
it's the
still.
Grogu. Look, man, Grogu is the dumbest fucking Star
It's a
Wars
shit
name I may
name.
have ever heard, dude. I may have ever heard, and I'm talking about.
And Grogu.
When you say
that name
Din it at least has like a lyrical name to me. Like I could see, I know it's not pronounced that way, but I say Din Djarin, and I'm like that at least has like there's a lyrical way to pronounce that.
Yeah, Din Djarin it has sort of a rhythm to it,
a lyricism to it.
Yeah.
But Grogu, man, it doesn't even. It does Grogurt. I mean, it's almost yogurt. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you may as well just call the fucker yogurt and really just take a slap back at Mel Brooks.
Lucas wanted to call him Axe Woves, and that's a much better name.
Well, they should have kept with the Y's. If you got Yaddle and Yoda, it should have been a Y name.
His little name being
I
Axe.
say
Imagine
they
his little
should have
name being
named
Axe,
him
though. Why would you
Jason.
not? It's crazy.
They should have named him YOLO. I'm telling you right now, dude. Telling you, name him YOLO, and people would. Well, fuck, shit. You can't forget that one. You know.
Yeah.
Then you get to trademark YOLO, which would really mess people up. Like.
Maybe they should have named him after Steve Gutenberg. Maybe they should have named him the Goot.
I mean, I used to think Jar Jar Binks was the worst fucking name, but Grogu beats that. So.
I mean, I actually like Jar Jar Binks for the same reason that you like saying Din's name in that lyrical way. It has that same kind of like Jar Jar. It has that same kind of like Jar Jar Jar,
Yeah.
like something that baby would say.
And you can't forget it though. You
Yeah.
can't forget it. Grogu is forgettable. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like,
Yeah,
forget my
it's not
taste
easy to say.
in phonetics. Yeah, it's not easy to say.
It's
And every time
laborious
I've had
to
every time I've gone
say
to the
it.
barber shop and it has like normal people
Yeah.
to like, Grogu, they go, oh, Grogu. Like it doesn't,
Yeah.
doesn't, they always say it weird, man. Oh, Grogu.
He looks
Ah,
like
Baby
he looks
Yoda.
like
Baby
his name.
Yoda.
He looks like a Charles.
You name him
Just
Bayo?
Charles.
Name him
So it's
Bayo.
like
What?
his name is Charles. He says you can
He's
call
in
him
charge.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh
in
no, Scott Baio's
What?
fucking everybody on that show. That guy.
Yeah. Except Willie Mays. Not fucking Willie Mays.
No.
Willie Mays. Willie Mays was like, I clench. I run out the
Remember
door.
when the ShamWow guy like had a sex worker beat the shit out of him, like shanked him or something,
Yes.
like took his ShamWow guy
Yes.
got fucked up.
Yes.
And I have
do
to
remember
say,
that.
but I'm gonna agree that ShamWow is a better name than Grogu. If his name was ShamWow, that would be fine.
Yeah.
And ShamWow does sound kind of like a Star Wars name, like a really shitty one though. ShamWow. Roland News says, yeah, if I mention Grogu to people, a lot of times they look at me confused and I go Baby Yoda, and they're like, oh yeah, okay.
You want to know what I would do right now to fix all this problem? Right.
Marijuana?
We still don't know where he came from. Okay.
Yeah.
They've not told that story yet. So I would fix this problem and just bite the bullet and be like, look, he
Anakin
was
fuck
an
cattle?
experimental clone of Yoda.
Yeah.
You know? And so we can just call him Yoda and he could pick his own name. He chooses Yoda and then we can move on. So he
Yeah.
really is Baby Yoda. We can get past all this shit because no one's calling him fucking Grogu. There aren't going to kids who grow up 20 years from now and go, man, I love Grogu. They're going to remember Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
That's
but his name has been Grogu for 50 years, so even if his name is Charles McYoda, he's gonna go by Grogu. It's his name now, unless
No, you can change it.
Unless he gets like
Ray changed her last name to from Palpatine to Skywalker to who fucking knows. So
maybe
you can change your name.
maybe Grogu's gonna get like a Mandalorian.
He becomes a
name.
Mando, chooses his own name. He chooses Yoda. Like, just telling you. Just look, it's ridiculous. But if you bite the bullet, then what will happen is people will just go, but he's Baby Yoda. So and then because they're already calling him that, Jason, you can just lean into it, take the wave of internet groans, change the merchandise from the child to Grogu, remove all the Grogus, put the Baby Yodas on there, fucking done. Fucking nope. It's solved within a year. People will forget.
In my house, my son will call him Baby Yoda, then my daughter will correct him, and then my daughter will call him Baby Yoda, and then my son will correct her, and it's just a vicious cycle.
Don't tell your daughter to stop being a parent.
Oh no,
Space parent.
Hey man,
Correcting them all the time.
parent just wants to have a good time. Okay.
Hey, I used to call a movie Star Wars, and you fuckers keep calling it A New Hope.
New
all
Hope,
right, so
yeah.
you fucking learn it's Star Wars.
Hey, it's been called that
Tell
since we
me.
were like
Tell
forever.
Look, it came out. It's called Star Wars. I don't want to hear fucking shit about it. You want to
Yeah.
know what my wife got into an argument with me? These are crazy fucking things she said, dude, tonight, right? We're looking. I showed her that channel I showed you with that all those weird videos that they conjure up, right? Found footage, whatever. And we're watching this weird shit. It's from the 90s. I look at it, I'm like, this was made 91. Before I said it, she goes, it's from the 80s. I go, no, it's made from 1991. Look, boo, boo, boo. And there's 90. She goes, yeah, that's close to the 80s. It's the 80s. I'm like, it's literally 1991.
Oh yeah, you told me about that before.
You don't,
Yeah.
no, but this happened tonight, Jason. That was a different thing we got into an argument about. No, there was a different. She's arguing with me again. This is new
Okay.
tonight. And she goes, no, it's the 80s because it's close to the 80s. It's 1991. It's the 90s. Like you can't, Jason. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
I
people,
will,
man.
I will agree with her that it like the 80s didn't end until 1991 though. Like decades are decades, but they don't. The eras really don't end with the year changing to the. You know what I'm saying? Like 1974, still the 60s.
The year is 1990. The year is 1991. It's the 90s. That's it, Jason. There's no argument about this.
I mean, she's
That's-
right. She's
you don't
right,
say because
yeah.
I was born in 1978. I was born in the 80s, right?
Yeah, but you're
it's
kind of an
close.
80s kid.
It's
But you're
close
an
the
80s
other
kid.
way back. What's
Yeah.
we're dealing with? It's
But
this way.
you
It
were a
goes back,
kid
but that
in
way
the
doesn't go
80s.
forward.
But you're a kid in the 80s more than you were in
But
the
I wasn't
70s.
born in the 80s. I was born in
Yeah, I know.
1978. Like,
But you're not a 70s
no,
kid.
it's
You're
not
an
the
80s
same
kid.
thing.
You're an 80s kid, though. Accept it. You were a kid more in the 80s than you were the 70s. So
But I
therefore,
wasn't born in the 80s. I was born in the 70s.
Yeah, you were born in the
Yes.
70s. That is a fact.
Thank you.
But you are an 80s
Right.
kid.
You can't go. I was born.
Yeah.
Yes, I was an 80s kid, but that's not the same conversation.
No.
Because I was a kid in the 80s. Not I was a kid in the 70s. It was adjacent to the 80s, close enough. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Roland says, well, the fans did name him Baby Yoda on our own. They called him the child at Lucasfilm, sort of. They definitely did they had another code name that I can't talk about, but they also Dave Filoni calls him Baby Yoda now, like literally. So
I get it, folks. I'm aware. We were all there. Like, what am
Yeah.
I, fucking idiot? I wasn't there watching. I got the fucking Razor Crest right up there with the Baby Yoda in it. Look, here's the thing. And I gotta stress this enough, folks, right? Like, you have the Baby Yoda is a zeitgeist level moment in fandom. It very rarely happens where the whole world gets on board with something. And they all collectively named it Baby
the
Yoda.
Macarena. Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about the dance that really took off.
And then the Democrats wheeled them out and then ruined the whole fucking. No,
Oh,
look,
well,
just
that
like
took
the
a turn.
Macarena. But do you remember the '96 Democratic convention? Never mind.
By the way,
so
I will be buying you the Macarena in Fortnite so your avatar can do it. Don't worry.
So what I'm trying to tell you, the Grogu name just never took. It hasn't taken. I don't give a shit when you're like, well, it's always gonna, because that's how it's started. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about
I agree
is if
with you
everyone's
that
calling
it
the
sucks, but over time it will become like we'll just be used to it. It'll just be his name, and it will. But Baby Yoda was always bigger.
no one's
than
calling
Grogu.
the Mando Din Djarin.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
they call him
just
Mando.
Meg and them other lore freaks.
They
But,
even
like,
call him. They even call
they're
him
calling him
Mando in the show.
They're calling him man. Yes. So you
Mando.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what you do is you just make it real easy for people to fucking understand. Consume. Stop. This is the problem with nerds, man. They want their lore to all perfectly evenly line up when it never has. And any fucking thing ever. Sherlock Holmes don't line, the fucking Bible don't line up. Nothing lines up. All right.
What
It's
about-
all you're
what
all
about-
crazy. It's all in your
What
head.
about lore that Bix is my girlfriend? No?
Jason, you are becoming more like Cyril every day.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in
I'm not
beauty.
looking in your private box. It's
I
your
believe
Bix
in
box.
ever since I saw her on TV, I believe in beauty in the galaxy again. I think and justice. Okay, sorry. Yeah. that was weird.
Jason,
Oh, hey, Filoni.
I just want you to know I pitched a whole idea. We's gonna have big Bix boxes. And for like $50 a month, we're just gonna send you a box full of her stuff. So it's gonna have socks, gonna have
Oh.
these pants. Oh, well, you know.
I thought it was a
Bix
Bix fleshlight when you first said
bits
it.
Of bits of them hairs, all that stuff. It's just all of Bix's stuff. We're just gonna send it to you when she's done.
Wait,
with
is
it.
this all
Put it
stuff
in
that you're just collecting from meetings, like when you walk by and putting it into boxes and selling?
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right. He's too happy about that one. He's too happy about
I saw a baby with a bootleg Baby Yoda shirt. One shirt said Baby Yoda. Yeah, there's actually a store in my mall, and it just has bootleg shirts, and there's just a bunch of Baby Yoda shirts, like at a store in the mall, and a bunch of them just say Baby Yoda on them. They're all bootlegs, like fucking airbrushed and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Comic Bin says when Grogu gets older, eventually he has to be called something. Charles, right?
Yes. Charles.
Having a name is Lore. Lore Santeca.
Yeah,
Roland,
Lore Santeca.
right. Roland says, yeah, it
Show Lore
definitely
some respect.
gave me a strange feeling when I first heard his name. I was like, Grogu, really? I'm kind of getting used to it at this point. I've accepted it. Yeah, I mean, like
I would move him. I wouldn't. I could told you what I would do. I'm not asking what you would do. What I would do is fucking the dude just people call Baby Yoda, just fucking make. I think they were afraid, that they were before the show came out. My guess would be that they were afraid fans would think they were rebooting Yoda.
Mhm.
with the baby Yoda, you know? So they were careful not to do all that. But at this point, I'm like, that easily could have been an experimental clone of Yoda. You know what I mean? To like, it could have been whatever. He could just be like, Yoda was the best. So fucking my baby, I love my Yodas. So like, whatever.
You can't call him Yoda.
But he's called Baby Yoda. Just have him pick his name. He chooses Yoda. And then Luke's all, well, that's
what I want to propose to the Avatar court here today is that everybody in Star Wars has a last name, and Grogu apparently does not, but he does. So maybe we'll get a really cool last name, and then that's what everybody will call him. Like
Minch.
Grogu. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Maybe his name will be like Yoda Minch, Grogu Minch,
Yoda Minch.
Grogu Minch, and then
His
call him
last
Minch.
name's Man.
Mhm.
You know, Yoda Man.
Yeah.
Yaddle Man. And that's really fucked up because she's not.
Or maybe his
But
name
that's
is
how it works.
Grogu is the best Sonic Youth album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. Call him Yoda? No, definitely not. Rob loves Dune, apparently. He loves Cara Dune. America. Oh,
The character?
no, I'm kidding.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
the character? Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's all right.
sure. She all right. The character.
Yeah. does have Stellan Skarsgård in it, but
And the Batman has Peter Skarsgård in it. Skarsgårds are everywhere. They're growing
all-
like Gilroys. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
the book series. Yeah, I read the first Dune book, and it was after grad school, and I felt like I was reading fake anthropology, and so I could not find like the value in the book for me. I was like, I just read years of real anthropology. This fake anthropology isn't very impressive. It's kind of so I never got hooked on it, but the girl I was with was into it, so I was like, she loved it. So I was like, oh yeah, you're hot.
I had to choose
so-
between reading Dune and reading the Super Mario Bros. 3 strategy guide, and I chose the Super
Oh.
Mario Bros. 3 strategy guide.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
From the sound
just-
of it, you
just
needed
letting
it. You weren't very
just
good at the
letting you
game,
know.
so I think you needed to read that.
No, yeah, well, you know.
I mean, I would have just told you where the whistle
war-
was. You
the-
just to hop a squat on the white
no.
blocks, and then you get the whistle.
But you skip over my favorite planet, the Giant Kingdom, where
The giant
everything's really
planet's
big.
brave. Yeah.
So I can't. I gotta
get-
power through it.
When I play Mario 3 with the kids, I get the whistles, and then I don't use them. I don't let them use them. I'm that dad. Mhm.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. They clove everyone towards the end, or clone everyone towards the end of the Dune books. Yeah, that makes sense. Are those the ones that are written by his kid? By what is they called? The Herbert clones? His kid, the Herbert
Yeah.
clone who wrote the rest.
Yeah.
Dune had a good cast, great visuals. At least I enjoyed it enough. Yeah, I know Bestman
Stopped
loved
watching
it.
it halfway through. Got bored. The minute we were in the scene where the bug is trying to kill him, I'm like, oh, Lucas got this scene too from Attack and put that in Attack of the Clones. It's the Lucas stole that. Like, of all the scenes you gotta like take out of a Dune book, Lucas, and put in a fucking Star Wars movie, that's the one. Like, I was like, I can't watch this shit no more. I mean, I'm watching Attack of the Clones again. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean Dune was so like for me pilfered in the pop culture that by the time I got to it, it was like useless. It just like it doesn't matter. Everything it's
Right.
not its fault, but I mean down to the fucking worms being in Beetlejuice, that putting the
I don't
hand in
care.
the box was in fucking
I
Phantasm.
grew up in a desert. I grew up in a desert planet. I grew up on a
Yeah.
desert planet. I'm not interested in adventures in the desert. Just letting people know. This is it's not my environment. I don't care. It's my least favorite part of Mando. We keep going back to the fucking deserts. You know?
Yeah. I think me and Rob, I don't think we like I respect Dune. I could acknowledge its contributions, but I also like am not really enamored with it at this point. But oh yeah, fuck yeah, we love Maverick.
Yes, comic binge. I like Avatar and Maverick, and I don't give a shit about fucking Dune. What of it? I like Blade Runner 2049 more than the original.
Yeah.
What of it? What of it?
Oh shit.
People like different things other than you. Like, that happens. Some people out there only watch the Fast and the Furious movies.
He loves that. Paul comic man, he he loves things. He's a lover, not a hater.
I'm not
That's what
judging
I'm-
you. I'm not
Yeah.
judging you.
That's true. And he loves 49 too. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yes.
Acolyte used
I
the
love
volume.
movies you hate. I guarantee you, I love movies you guys can't fucking stand. All right, like
I mean, you know.
Condor Man. All right, it's not a good movie, but I love it.
Well, Acolyte
Blank
used,
Man.
he loves you too.
I do
too.
love Blank Man. I do love it.
Oh,
And,
everybody loves
I-
Blank Man.
It's fine, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, oh, I like Batman Forever. But what do you want me to do? You know?
So, Johannes, yes, it will use the volume, but to what extent we don't know. There's supposed to be a volume over there, and
House of
Andor's
Dragons uses the volume really well, Jason.
House of
Like,
Dragons uses the volume really well.
The
Also, I had a source telling me that they use the volume on Andor. They just don't want to publicize it. Yeah.
What's great? Think about how far they've come in 2 years. Where it was like, look at how great the volume is. Now, like, shut the fuck up about the volume. Shut up.
Well,
Shut up.
like they like I think they said that they used it on Mon Mothma's house for parts of the
Sure.
house. And it's
Yeah,
like,
like all that shit. This when the background you put window if it's got like rain and then it's got the Coruscant skyline with the thing. I get that. You know.
yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Jade says, I watched Tales of the Jedi last night, thought it was really good. Then I started Star Wars Visions. First episode was really cool. Then the second episode turned me off completely.
Then you missed the 9th Jedi, Jade. And sorry for you.
Yeah, I would suggest watching the if one of them isn't
And the
working for
Lop
you.
episode.
Yeah, if one of them's not working for you, you could just skip it. I mean, for the most part, it's an anthology show. They're all kind of weird. They're all, you know, it's a show that's probably not gonna please everybody, but each little episodes are kind of like interesting to different people. I personally,
And there's a book called The Ronin, which extrapolates on that first episode. By the way, it's brilliant.
Yeah. But Rob loves the book, but yeah, I do suggest just
Yeah,
skipping.
and I can't take 3
Was-
seconds of the fucking Tales of the Jedi. so
Was
I mean,
episode 2 the music one?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
So,
the music one.
yeah.
Yeah, that one is not the general like tone of the rest of the show. So, you know, if you're bored, if you
Yeah, I
if you
love it.
enjoyed the first one, yeah, you're probably like the Lop
You're probably
episode
not
and-
going to like Food Wars either. Just probably
What's
not
Food
gonna like
Wars? What are you
It's an
talking
anime
about?
series where they cook. You know,
Oh,
not gonna
well,
like that.
yeah. Well, skip Thumb Wars too. I mean, I would.
I love Thumb Wars. Love it.
Like
Love
that is
Thumb- I
incredible.
do. It's not even a joke. It's not
Yeah, I
even
know.
a joke.
I know you
Makes me
love
so
Thumb
happy.
Wars.
Love Thumb Wars.
I remember buying the Star
Far
Wars
better
Insider.
than Lego Star Wars. Far
I bought a
better.
Star Wars Insider for the prequels update, and it was a Thumb Wars issue.
Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo!
Yeah.
The
Well, then-
Chewbacca is my favorite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
good.
I
So
would
good.
say collectively, if I had to just guess, Ninth Jedi is the favorite of that whole series. So Jade, watch Ninth Jedi and the Lop one, the one with the bunny rabbit lady.
Yeah, Lampanoche.
Both of those, yeah, Lop and Ocho and Ninth are the good ones.
I love the last one, the Hidden Fortress one too. I love them all. Fuck, I don't. Look,
Yeah,
man,
he loves them all.
all I gotta say is they making more Tales of Jedi for you, and they making more visions for me. And
Rob-
it's just,
Rob,
you know, none the two shall ever hang out. How about
Rob
that?
eats spaghetti with chopsticks. He's that guy, and he makes me call
Goddamn
him-
right, it's noodles.
He makes me
It's
call him
noodle. It's
he makes me
what's
call
the
him
difference
senpai.
between spaghetti with chopsticks and ramen with chopsticks, Jason? Nothing.
I don't
They're
know
both noodle.
Senpai Rob.
Nothing. They're the same. Crazy.
I personally Comic Bench I did too. There was like a lot
Yes.
that I appreciated, but I will say
And the Boba Fett in that episode was more badass than the Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett.
I wish the whole thing was a musical though, down like every line. I was hoping
I go further.
I was
yes.
hoping it was going to be like that's what I was hoping for it. So the first time I saw it, I was disappointed in it.
I also
like
like
it
that
to be
one with
full musical.
the Qui-Gon like dude in the Padawan to go to the planet and had to fight that crazy guy. That shit was
Yeah.
fucking dope. I don't know, man. Like Division should have been called Tales of the Jedi, And the Tales of Jedi should have been called Clone Wars Visions or some shit, like glimpses into the Clone
Well,
Wars or some
remember,
shit.
yeah, Visions is going to have like if they have their way, it's just going to keep going and getting weirder and weirder and just experimenting with stuff. So it's that name's going to be good. Tales of the Jedi though. It's not
I just
that series. If it continues though, it's not going to just be Clone Wars stories. That's the whole thing. Is it's going to have like Leia quitting being a Jedi with Luke and stuff like that. If they have their way, I think the numbers sounded positive.
It's gonna be called Tales of Reuse, Jason. It's all gonna be reuse.
Right?
Yes.
It's called
Yes.
the fourth eye of Reese. Think about it.
And we gonna do Ponda Boba Rocks. He gonna sing and shit. It's gonna be the best. Can't wait. Yeah.
All
We're gonna
right,
get
Dave.
down, Jason.
Hey man, you got that stupid cowboy hat on for a reason. Let's do a country song in it.
We gonna do Watto's Junk Wars. We just go into different junk places with Watto and we just dig out stuff and see what it's worth. It's gonna be the best.
Right.
We're gonna see what Rise of Skywalker's worth. Nothing. All right.
What about the
He laughs
Baby
like
Yoda
Tigger now.
boss? No Baby Yoda
Mhm.
boss. Baby Yoda boss would own the internet. The one about the Village Bride was good too. Yeah, I like that one. Like honestly, if I have
I love them all, man.
yeah no
Like,
no
you guys-
if I my I guess my critique of the thing at all is the fact that everything so far stops there, and I'm hoping that they all get to pick up and continue those. Like I feel like I read a really good comic binge. I feel like I read a good comic book, and the comic there's no issue 2. Like that's kind of how I feel about
Yeah,
it
I
right
know.
now. So I'm hoping
I
that they
agree.
get to make more.
I would just
Sorry, I got the
say, like
sniffles.
anything else, drawing takes more effort than the 3D animation. So just
Yeah.
the way it works.
Hey, I love Tales of the Jedi, but I will say I do think that the Dooku Qui-Gon story was way stronger than the Ahsoka one. The Ahsoka one felt like, yeah, we could do that, and it's going to get people to watch it. So I think that's why they did it. But
Slander.
it was slander.
It's going to sue me for libel. It's egregious. It's egregious. Oh, it's grievous. It's
Yeah.
grievous. There's something there. Tyrannus.
My name is Dave
Palpitanis.
Filoni.
Like
My name is Palpitanis, and I wear a sis like a suit, and I'm going to be suing you today.
Palpitanis. That's the guy with the tan on the orange tan on his face.
Palpitanis and Sons. It's a law firm. Luke Miller says Andor is really growing on me. Maybe it's because it releases at 3 a.m. Eastern time for me, and I'm tired. But when I rewatch it, I really love it. Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe don't watch it at 3 a.m. if it's ruining it for you. Like it's hard though. I get it though. I watch it at midnight, so I kind of got it made in the shade, and it comes out about 10 minutes before midnight. So I'm like, I do a show, but then I'm in bed around 1 something. Not too bad. I could deal with it. But yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like I've had that problem though with the shows where I stay up and then I'm like really tired.
Hey, I
I'm
watched it. I watched it live, and I'm like, "There's no fucking way I'm talking about this show right now." I saw you guys talking, right? I saw you, James. Was Max there? I don't remember Max being there. She might.
yeah,
have been
Max was there.
but I don't remember. But I just saw there. I heard.
What's in this box right here? Oh, look, it's a whole storage container of dildos. Hey, Watto Storage Wars would be great.
Only Merkins. Hey, like
Yeah.
Only Merkins. I don't know, man. It's a fucking stupid character.
Yeah, the Dooku stuff over the Ahsoka stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Stupid name.
Dooku's great. See, Dooku's great.
This is a dumb name.
It's poison in Japanese, Rob.
Dookie.
If
If that should have come out in the 80s, we would have been calling it Dookie. You know, Jason. You never would've-
Dude.
And as a Star Wars fan, I would have had to be like,
Rob,
wait.
I'm 43 and I call him Dookie. Okay, so I'm still doing it.
Yeah, but you don't have to go every day to school and be harassed by the other kids over it. We're all waving around their Thundercats, telling you look. When I love 8-foot tall blue aliens, I'm a loser. But when it's a fucking 8-foot tall fucking orange furry cat in the 80s, then it's all manly and shit. Now those same kids who grew up are afraid of furries. You figure that.
Oh,
one out,
that's
Jason.
because Shatara was fine as fuck. Roland
Yeah,
says
she was.
I would have watched just for Dooku, but I wish we saw Plo Koon pick up Ahsoka for the temple. I'd be seeing Shakti, Kit Fisto, and more Master stories instead. Yeah,
Lucas,
what story would you want them to do in that show if they could do another
nothing with
one?
the Clone Wars. Lucas
that's
was mired
that's
as of
not
1994.
that's not a prerequisite
From 1994 to 2012, Lucas only did prequel stories. In the same way that like Disney won't get out of the fucking original trilogy era, right? Like as much as I love Andor, we're still in the OT era. Mando's still in the OT era. When they get past it, I don't know what to do. So like I want shit from other. Show me the first instead of the Knights of the Republic. Show me the Knights of the First Republic. Right? Show me a Jedi at the end, the very end of like before all life in the universe is gonna die and there's only 2 Jedi left. Show me crazy fucking Jedi stories. I'm just not interested in this group of fucking TGIF Jedi. Like
I want Leia quitting being. I want Leia becoming Luke's apprentice and quitting being Luke's apprentice because of the Kylo of Ben Solo, and then I want to see Ben Solo when he joins Luke and finds out his grandfather's Darth Vader, and then when he finally leaves and with the Knights of Ren.
Or use it to make the sequels make some fucking sense. Because right now, and I really believe it, Jason, Disney needs to be spending every extracurricular effort they have to make those sequels work. Because right now they just don't work. They don't work.
That's what, when those characters being included in the future films in the era is what is going to fix a lot of things, I think. Like how the Clone Wars in some ways repaired the prequels for some people. Kenneth Elliott says, I don't really care for Andor as a whole, but I'm loving the slower pace, more dialogue, and the more mature tone. Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's nice that they are doing that. I hope that this doesn't take away. Sorry, I'm hoping that they don't take it low numbers at one point and go, we're not doing that again. I'm hoping that it maybe the next stab at it tries to do this with a little bit more of this, and then with the action. Like Gilroy's not interested in that, but if I was to mix it up and not do the same thing again, I would probably mix this with more action, more war.
I believe. Look, first off, if this is all it ever is, like it's the greatest of all time for me for Star Wars. So, however, I've listened to Gilroy talk probably more than everyone here. And I can tell you, he's a dude you got to read in between the lines on. Yeah. And as he said, because the second season is going to take place over a period of 5 years, it's going to jump. And as you get closer to the end of it, you get closer to Rogue One, it's all going to be fucking real, like Mission Impossible sort of Born Identity level on the ground. Right now, we're in like All the President's Men, Flight of the Condor kind of like territory. Like you can't be thinking about this it's just going to change in the same way that at first we're getting this personal story about Andor, and then we get a heist, and now we're in a prison break. It's changing every 3 episodes. The show is already changed twice. Yeah,
It's heavy as critics have made it sound like the whole thing is the Ferrix arc, because that's just when they made up their mind and decided that I don't mean you, Kenneth, either, but I mean like the general like critic has been like, oh, I saw the Ferrix episodes and now that's what the show is the whole time and it never changed. It's like, that's not true. Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, don't worry. Come February, they're getting their action figures back, and I'll be happy. Yeah, I'll be happy too. Like I'm looking forward to Mando, but it's just like. This is the littlest minority thing you're gonna get. You understand? Like you already got this year, you already got 16 episodes of action figure Star Wars, and none of you fuckers were happy about it. I don't mean us here in the thing. I mean there's cats out there. They were happy with it, So like this is the thing that I've been looking forward to. Go back, rewind the show a year. This is the thing I've been looking for. I've told you since Disney Play. What do we think? Andor? Really? Yes. Here's why. The people making it. I've been very consistent about this. Love Rogue. I don't care. I'm telling you what I love. Can't wait for it. This is great. And so like they are shooting season 2 next month. They are literally, nothing's going to change. They're not going to cancel it, force them to put in. None of that's going to happen. That's the one good thing about Kathy, right, Kennedy, is that once she gets her mind to do something, like she don't give a fuck what the internet says. So now that she's making something I love, I'm like, thank God she ain't fucking doing the Warner Brothers. We got to react and change and put the Rock in it. You know what I mean? Like, get the Rock, quick, pull off pull off the break glass in case of rock, you
Yeah.
know, and then like we just Fast and the Furious this whole fucking thing, like it'd be the worst. Now they're in space.
Yeah, and both me and Rob, I think, have said this before that Andor should release monthly as a film, 3 episodes edited together. The single episodes are hurting the show. Yeah, I think that they should have dropped the whole show all at once. I
Or
think if they
3
did,
episodes at one time, which didn't Netflix
Yeah.
was doing that with what's show. They did like 3 episode arcs
Mhm.
on something. I can't remember what that was.
yeah, if it was like
Recently.
Andor Volume 1, Andor Volume 2, like how they're doing the soundtracks, basically, that
Yeah.
would have been completely fine. But also, if it was all at once, too, the show would be like critically acclaimed, and it would just be kissing its ass, and it would probably actually end up with a lot more views so people could watch it all at once because it is intriguing. Like once you're in, you're kind of in, I think, usually, anyways. But a little bit of love for the original Tales of the Jedi comic book. Luke says, "Do you still think Boba Fett 2 is happening?" I never thought Book of Boba Fett season 2 was happening. For the record, I remember in July they had a leaked poster saying coming soon, and I was doubting the authenticity of it because I had no idea where it came from. Nobody else could produce on the second photo of it, and I also thought even if it is real, it could have been a translation error, a mistake, going from English to there's so many things that could have been going on there. I mean, it could have they might have meant to say that it was Mandalorian, and there's just so much going on there that I didn't really buy it. But at the same time, I don't actively want a Book of Boba Fett season 2 versus anything else, but I do think a Boba Fett season 2 is an opportunity for improvement. So that's where I don't expect Book of Boba
Sure.
Fett season 2 would come out and then they would like somehow make it worse than that. I think it would probably be better and more to form. And I
It
think
depends.
Yeah.
The opportunity is to Wrath the Khan it. Just kill all these side characters off in one bit, leave the Wookiee, you know what I mean? And have them go on a tale of revenge or something. The problem is hearing Jon Favreau talk about it. Jon Favreau keeps getting stuck in he sees Boba Fett as being the Godfather for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And he just won't get off this stupid idea. So like, I don't see them learning anything other than maybe Favreau himself direct. So Favreau wrote him. So like he wrote him, and the writing's the biggest. I mean the biggest flaw, and then set dressing on a lot of Jabba's palace, all that kind of shit. But the story is the biggest problem with that series more than anything else. So like that doesn't change anything, and if he's unwilling to change his take, you need someone with in the way that Andor's initial take presented to Tony Gilroy by Lucasfilm was Sundance Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid with Andor and his robot, and he was like, yeah, don't do that, do this, and they're like, silly Gilroy, tricks are for kids, and then they came back to him like, yeah, it's not working out for some reason when we try to do what you want to do.
Well,
So-
we now have shared custody over Kenneth Elliott. He for Star Wars, we are one. For Avatar, you are one.
Well, Tony Gilroy likes my Star Wars, so I'm on that camp.
Yeah.
I'm cool. with
No,
that.
I mean I really do think that, and I've always felt that all of these things do like feed into itself.
Jason, if they somehow got Gareth Evans, the writer
Edwards?
and director of the Raid 1 and 2, no,
Oh, the
Evans,
Raid, okay.
Gareth Evans, who wrote and they got Evans to make Boba Fett season 2, and he just was like, do whatever you want, just make fucking Boba Fett cool again. Bro, you will see me run down my whole house yelling "Goal!" right up and down I will be there opening night, anxious to. I'd buy a fucking ticket to go watch that shit. So it just depends on who's making it and what their take is. Any Star Wars, I've always said this, Jason. The best Star Wars is still ahead of us. It's not in the past.
I was said that too. I said that on podcast back in the day. It's true. It's possible. I say it both ways though. I say the worst Star Wars is yet to come. The worst Star Wars movie ever made probably hasn't been made yet, and the best one probably hasn't been made yet.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, if you had to take a bet, do you think Feige would produce a worse film, or do you think Lindelof would produce a worse film?
I would rather see a Lindelof than a Feige. If I could see the Lindelof or let's pretend like they're both done in secret.
No Marvel bias. I'm just saying the ability to
Yeah. No.
execute and
What I'm trying to say is that Lindelof has made things that like I truly do love, whereas Feige has just made a lot of things that I had fun with.
if
Like
I had
I
a
love
critique
Lost.
of
I love
Feige,
Prometheus. Hmm.
if I had a critique of Feige, is there's a lack of a moral take on most of the Marvel work. There's some, right? Like Civil War has it, Winter Soldier has a little bit of that, but there's not a lot of like Star Wars to me always has a moral at the center of it, one way or the other. Even if it's obfuscated or complicated, it's there.
Yeah.
What
Right.
do you do in the light of this system? What do you do in the light of this, way of thinking? What happens when this? And Marvel's more about positioning items around the board, giving you a good adventure, you have a good time, you cry, whatever. But it doesn't get too heavy into those things so far. And by the way, that can all change overnight because Loki got pretty fucking close to getting down that path, right? So that's all subject to change. But I do think Lindelof, he ran the Watchmen show, and I'm like, well, if I gotta choose, right? Like the guy who put that one together, yeah, I gotta choose Lindelof, right? I'm
Yeah.
with you on that one. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I have no idea. We have no idea like what is it going to be a Watchmen style Star Wars? Is it going to be like Lost?
Probably not.
Is it going to be like you know what I mean though? Like is it going to be like some like weird intrigue kind of thing? Like until we know something about that, it's like impossible to say. But I don't love anything that Feige's ever done as much as I love some of the things that Lindelof has done. Is just what it comes down to for me, and it's like, but it's both so subjective and weird, and probably doesn't really translate to Star Wars anyway. So I have no idea what to expect. The Jedi Order are splintering with the Sith, the Tython, Ashland, Buggen, and whatnot. Oh yeah, and the comic bins is I still I feel like the
I don't know what any of that is.
for me, like the episode 9 is like my least favorite Star Wars movie. It's not a movie I despise or hate. It is the least intriguing Star Wars movie ever made for me, and with the least things I want to go back to. And so those characters all kind of hit this spot. It's like I don't know, for lack of a better analogy, it's like a friend that you like a lot, but they're going through a really rough time and you can't help them. You can't change anything about it. And you're like, man, I can't wait until they get past that rough time so we could go back to having good times again. Like it's kind of like that. Does that analogy make sense? Like I can't wait until they get past episode 9 with those characters.
Because they went through a really bad time in episode 8 and kind of felt like they're on the other end of it at the end of that. And then they end up back in this like it's that weird it's like the difference between Romancing the Stone and Jewel of the Nile. You're like, oh, they got together. They're at the boat at the end of it, right? And you're like singing the song, and they're going down New York. And then the next movie, they're not together. You're like, fuck, they got to get back together. And I already saw this thing. And why are everyone broken up? Like, what is going on here? And it's like this forced trauma that these characters have to get back to where they were at the end of the last movie so we can start again. National Treasure 2 did the same thing. It took the thing that happened in the last movie, and then when you start the next one, they're all broken up. And you're like, no, Iron Eagle 2 did the same, killed Doug Masters and shit. It's not a good way to do sequels. It's not a good way. It doesn't build off, it like resets.
I wonder if
and so at the end, they get right back.
Pig 2, Pig 2, they still is Pig again.
They still is Pig again. Yeah. What if it was like Pig v Babe, and he steals Babe?
Right.
Like, yeah.
But this time the pig talks, and it could save itself. Roland says, don't get me wrong, I love the Clone Wars, but I love more tales set in different periods. Yeah, you know what? To me, Clone Wars and Tales of the Jedi are not the same thing. They do not feel tonally like the same thing. There's like they share some assets, but that's about where it starts and stops. Give us Tales of the Sith too. There's so much awesome things they could do. Yeah, see the thing about that. It's a great suggestion. Then the only thing I think going against it is Acolyte. But Acolyte, once they get to a certain point, Acolyte, that may be more possible.
They got a big whiteboard where they're naming Darth. Okay, Darth Spearmint, Darth Sour Patch Kids,
Darth Doom,
Darth sodium benzoate. It's not good for you. So that's
No.
why you gotta choose the things not good for you, and they got to be food because that's what George always does.
How
Puts
about
food in there.
how about Darth Soda and he wears like a black leather jacket? So hey, I'm Soda. Hey, I'm here to learn the Sith.
Darth
Sith magic.
apostrophe DAA.
Hey, what the
So
fuck? His
da.
name is Yoda. My name is Soda. So fucking what
Soda.
about it?
That should be Grogu's name, Soda.
Soda.
Yeah,
Yoda
he's
Soda.
like he's junk food for us. You
and Darth Ponyboy. The comic bin says,
should call him Nuggies.
"Oh fuck you." God, I hate that man. Yeah.
Little Nuggies. I
I had a
it.
girl. I had a
Little
girl.
Nuggies and Mando.
I had a girl text me that the other day. She asked me like, "What are
She
you having
didn't
for
know?
dinner?" And then I told her, and "What are you having?" She's like, "Chicken nuggies." I was like, "Fucking fuck
She
you."
didn't know.
She
With
didn't
all the
know.
fixins.
No, I if you're the kind of person who says chicken nuggies, I just gotta let you say it, so that way I know you're not my kind of people. Um,
But what if they're dinosaur nuggies? Does that
I
Is
make
that-
those pretty often for my kids. No, no. The answer is
they're
no.
filled with nonsense. It's
Oh
horrific.
yeah, my kids are too. My kids are nonsense. Yeah, turns out. I'm kidding.
These are
4
the
and 5
years. Let 'em-
of Andor are fine, but when I watch them together with 6, they hit much better for me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
Look,
yeah.
a lot of people don't carry the emotional weight one episode to the next on a weekly basis. I am not one of those people. For me, the story is as real, and I remember everything at the beginning. But I admit I'm not in the majority. So especially as we've gotten more
Oh,
binge
good night,
worthy
Luke.
shows,
Mhm.
right? But here's the thing: like Stranger Things season 4 left the last 2 episodes to like 3 months later, didn't miss one beat. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Didn't affect the rate through the roof, the zeitgeist, everything. So it's just not all a one-all deal, you know.
Yeah, but
I do wish they release in 3s, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Because having like that reset on momentum and stuff sometimes just doesn't work. That's
Well,
why I usually watch the previous week's episodes before that episode if I have time. And so that solves it for me.
also, I think they did Kevin Smith's Master of the Universe a colossal disservice by breaking the season in half. And then when the last half came out, like 6 months later, they never advertised it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't even know. I even told you, that's done. You were like, "What is that?"
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah,
And I like
it's
it. I
great,
want to.
Jason.
Yeah.
It ends brilliantly, but it's
Yeah.
like most people never thought it. So I don't know, like breaking it in half and then never advertising the second half. Guys, what are you doing? Like, what are you fucking
and
doing, man?
they gave me the first half because like Mark Hamill's in it. And so like they gave me the first half to like watch early, and then second half they didn't bother. I was like, all right,
Yeah, it's just, look, they've renewed it, so great
Good.
for them. They're
Cool.
making it more, so it's awesome. But fuck, man.
yeah. My son actually mentioned it the other day. He's like, hey, we ever gonna watch the rest of that? And I was like, yeah, we have to, because he watched
Way better than Cobra Kai.
Sorry,
I guarantee
Netflix.
you
He
that.
watched it early with me. He didn't say anything. The comic bin says, listen, Book of Boba Fett is not great as a whole, but I'll stick up for episode 2 and defend it to the death. It's a fantastic episode. Yeah, no,
I've said that.
But Book of Boba Fett, it's like a greatest hits album. It's
Go
like
back.
it's like no, but there's like 5 or 6 great tracks on there, but like as like watching it in a linear fashion, it's terrible. But if you just pick up and say, I'm just gonna watch the fucking part where he fucking rides a Rancor, it's cool. I'm gonna watch the part where he's with the Tuscans, it's cool. Like there's so much stuff. It's bad in it has a fucked up flow. So strange.
Yeah.
What was going on
Go
there,
back and
Favreau?
rewatch.
Favreau, problems
back
at
and-
home? Need a buddy? Need somebody to talk to, dude?
Yeah. Well,
I'll share
well,
a plate of spaghetti with you.
Sometimes there's definitely problems. I mean, I don't,
Yeah.
problems.
I eat spaghetti with a fork. I fucking roll that shit real fast like a fucking Italian.
I wanted to make it a different Boba Fett, and I had to make it previous Boba Fett. So like, so I made it. I want to be Godfather, Fett Father, but they wouldn't make me do. Go back and binge. Go back and rewatch our reaction episode too, if you want to see.
Oh yeah,
How
yeah.
excited. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, and shit like that the people who were
Love the
working on it,
conductor.
the people who were working on it thought they were making something really, really good.
I
And
want a
they,
whole animated series called Tales of the Conductor. And it's just from the minute that fucker was built all the way through, you know,
Yeah.
him out in the desert, where he's up to next. I love the conductor.
yeah. Roland says, personally, I can agree that some Andor episodes are slow, but I'm loving the show so far. To me, it does feel like Star Wars. But there's also coming from someone who watches a ton of long anime. So yeah, I mean, but that's just the thing is it's just a different dimension of Star Wars, sort of with a focus on that side of it. And there's like nothing wrong with that. That the, sometimes you want your space cowboys, sometimes you want your rebel stories. Sometimes you want your samurai stuff.
Woo-hoo,
I want it
Star
all. I
Space
mean,
Cowboy.
no,
Woo-hoo.
I think that like we'll see if Filoni can do it, but that's what I think. Like strangely, Ahsoka might be your favorite show if he does a good job of making us a true samurai show with the
Well,
Ahsoka series.
the sixth episode of the one he directed was pretty good. The
Yeah.
fifth episode is my favorite. Second episode is the next favorite, and the Filoni episode's good with Luke and the little puppet Yoda and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
But
And then
he's
that's
but
it.
he's
I'm out.
but he's
I
yeah,
like
but
this.
he's
I like
doing
some of the visual effects here and there, but that's it.
what he's Favreau is selling what Filoni's doing as a true samurai series. So if he pulls it
Which
off,
samurai? Like Shogun? Everything's in the 70s with them. So I want
doesn't
to
say,
know what samurai series. are we talking?
Filoni
Lone Wolf and Cub. We got that. Like
Filoni has done most of the Kurosawa things to some extent.
the
in some
Hakkenden. Shit, if it's the
in some
Hakkenden, I'll
extent.
watch that. Like,
But I have no idea how deep he goes, and I don't want to pretend that I'm some kind of samurai film expert. I've seen the Kurosawa films, enjoyed them, but
Jason, I can clear this up for you, Jason. It's
Okay.
gonna be like Samurai Showdown.
mm.
Oh, and you love Samurai Showdown? It's my favorite series.
Is that a cooking
They all
show?
gonna have big purple hair and then blue hair and pink hair. One gonna have nunchucks. One a big old fat guy on there. They're all gonna be fighting. It's gonna just like Samurai Showdown.
They go fat samurai.
Everyone was samurai fighting. Yeah, okay, all right, that's enough. He starts singing it. It's
he-
karaoke night for him in LA. So. At the In and
Yeah,
Out,
I know.
he just sits down. He gets his Mr. Microphone out, like he got from Police Academy 2, and then
Yeah.
he sat down and he just starts doing Mr. Microphone karaoke.
You want to know why he's a
Yeah.
terrible person? He goes to karaoke and he does Bohemian Rhapsody every time. Other people want to turn too, asshole. Roland says, I will stand by the fact that Boba should have hit up Boss, Dengar, and the rest of the old acquaintances. I don't get why they didn't do that. Also, Embo would be cool to see. Yeah,
Well,
that was
when we talked about the episode, Jason, we're like, look, you got this thing when you're writing anything, you're creating something. It's a promise of the premise, right?
Yeah.
So the premise here is it's Boba Fett series. You know, he comes back from the dead basically, and he's gonna become a master criminal again. Then you go and take every possible idea you can think for, called whiteboarding, and you put it on a board.
yeah.
And it's like, if you're a fan of Boba Fett, you're like, all the shit I ever wanted to see. Well, get Dust, Boss, Dengar. These are all the things you write down, right? And then you get to the next level and the next level and the next level. They never did that. Favreau just had a fucking idea,
Mhm.
and he didn't care about this other shit.
He
and
just
then
free writing.
wrote that idea.
He just free
wrote that
wrote.
idea.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't see any form of whiteboarding
His
whatsoever.
Aunt Stella was
Like,
also
none.
coming through his mind, telling him where the ancient treasure is buried and shit too. While he was doing it, just fucking going automatic writing.
Sure.
Yeah, my kind of like hope for the series that like if they had continued it was I was hoping he was gonna like decide like I've done this and now I'm gonna like align the bounty hunter kind of guild thing, and then he was gonna have to go up against Grief Karga, and it was gonna like put some like
You know what would have been
division
a
there.
cool Easter egg to do in that series, Jason? If they were coordinating with the story department on Kenobi,
Like
right?
maybe
Which they had to.
like a hot pink, a rainbow, and like a neon
no,
speeder,
no, but
little
what-
scooter.
No, I was just
Oh.
thinking that Jawa
More
that was
colors.
stealing all the Jawa that was stealing all the Kenobi shit and selling it back to him.
Yeah.
What if that was the master arms dealer in the Boba Fett episode? You know what I mean? Like that little fucker worked her way up, right?
Yeah. Tika?
right?
Tika's
And then
fucking
yeah,
slinging,
Tika.
dude.
So Tika by Boba Fett is like got all the cool weapons and shit. She's like the Q of she can get Boba Fett the fucking good shit, right? She worked her way up. She's like the king of the Jawas, right? Got a little throne and shit. blah, 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 blah. And then, and then later on, a year later, like 6 months later, you see where that person started off. It would have been a cool reversal. It's just shit like that. It's just not, I don't know, man. It's whatever. It's
So
like everyone could have conjured up some cooler ideas than what they conjured up. It's weird.
Kenneth says, does Star Wars canon ever explain how the Sith choose their names? I kind of think the film explains it. He like literally like reaches out and kind of has an orgasm. Thought, my number one
It's so
god,
bad.
Vader.
It's
you
so
know,
bad. I wish
but
it
it-
was Jack Palance doing it. Like at
Yeah.
least that would have, look, man, I'm not a fan of Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
and that's one of the scenes
Yeah,
where I'm like, fuck this.
yeah.
fucking, like,
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure. I'm
stupid."
pretty sure he like reaches out at the Force and like that's what comes to him. But see, it's adorable when it's your daughter's name is Nuggy. That's a whole different thing. It's different than your adorable daughter being called Nuggy and an adult telling me that they are eating chicken nuggies. Also, now I see them as cannibals that are trying to eat your child. Think about it that way. We hate them. We hate them all. No, I'm kidding. But 4 and 5 have more abrupt endings than most shows I like. That's why I think it hits better. Yeah, the feeling like 4 and 5, you're just like yeah, I don't know. The whole show just leaves me with dread. It's not a very pop show, but I'm digging it. Baymax says the first Dooku tells the Jedi episode is tonally like D&D's The Curse of Strahd. Filoni must have lifted it straight out of it.
The fact that you know that, I don't know what's worse. The fact that he knows what the Curse of Strahd is, or the fact that I'm certain Filoni lifted from it. I don't know which is worse. You know what I mean? I don't know which is worse.
God, I need
I
to
always
watch
feel
Book
like-
of Boba Fett again because I don't remember which episode's which now.
Three's the Sarlacc pit episode. No, three's the one where they're all dead.
Yeah.
They all get killed right after the second episode. 4 is the Sarlacc. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into that way they all died. This is bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta disagree, Baymax. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what killed
Give
him
it an
means.
episode or
It might
two.
mean it makes him mad. It might mean that loves him. I'm not sure what exactly he's saying on that one. But it's like Book of Boba
That's where he
Fett-
goes back
Well,
to sneak out his ship and shit, right? And he goes back, and then it's just been sitting there the whole time, and it's in perfect working order. I don't know. It's fucking weird, man. Like it's.
yeah, it was just kind of weird because it was like the revenge narrative was so like there, and we cared about the people who died, the characters who died, like they were cool, like those Tuscans
Yeah.
were cool, and I kind of thought maybe that would hit harder, but I'm gonna watch it again. I think maybe I'm gonna watch it again because I have kind of hit a point with Andor right now where I can't watch the earlier episodes again. I watched them too many. I need a break from the earlier episodes. I probably watched the show like 7 times. Like half those ratings are me at this point. But Greatest Hits is a fantastic comparison. Yeah, like just now when Rob was talking about like going to the Sarlacc and like when they fly over and shit, like that's fucking cool. And I kind of want to watch that again right now. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it.
It'd
But-
make for a great bid on Star Tours.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Surprise late show. I was not ready. Sorry, KG. I did schedule it like a half hour or an hour out, somewhere around there, and like kind of.
Well, we're almost at
honored
the
that.
2-hour mark, Jason. We need to
Yeah,
wrap this up. I
we-
know
we
they
do.
keep talking, but we gotta go. Like,
We do, but these people, they got
No,
they got
no
good
show
comment.
today, by the way. No Friday show. This
Yeah,
is
no
the
Friday
for
show.
Friday.
I will come on solo if there's any like huge news or anything big, but
I will not.
he won't.
I refuse. I refuse.
But I mean, to be
Okay,
fair, like
can't
45 minutes of it was that fucking talking about blue people, those blue fucking cats. No, I'm just kidding.
Rude.
I enjoyed
So
I enjoyed hearing
racist.
about it.
So rich. You hate Smurfs, Jason. Why you hate Smurfs so much?
Can I
What's wrong with Smurfs?
I'm gonna out Bestman Bulletin
Huh?
right now.
What'd they ever do?
You know what Bestman Bulletin said?
The
He
Smurfiest racist ever.
Bestman Bulletin didn't know that at the that Jake's son was in it because they all look the same to him.
Well,
Yeah, he's
that's
one
how
of,
that now like you gotta check your bias at the door, bro. Gotta check your bias at the
episode
door.
episode 4, episode 3 is the mods. Worst live action Star Wars made, worse than the Ewok movies and holiday special. I don't know. That girl's
Nothing's
kind of
worse than the
cute.
holiday special. No, nothing's worse than the holiday special. I had forgotten how bad it was until you made me fucking watch it last year. Go watch that one, folks, and watch me if you want to see me literally wanting to kill myself. Like that was legit. That's I felt Bix's pain like that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What if I'm telling you that Rick Astley guy, when he puts that headphones, they gotta someone's gotta cut it where it does Rick roll. Never gonna give you up, and she starts screaming.
I have that in Fortnite,
Yeah.
just so you know. I could do it all anytime you want. You just let me know. When you're a blue avatar, I'll
There
rip
are no
the wall.
Ewok films. There's only Ewok tax write-offs. Figure that one out.
I don't really watch the Ewok films that often. But as a kid, it got me through the tough times when there were only 3 Star Wars movies, and that's all we had. Um, you know, as a kid, child.
Last Starfighter did that for me, bro. You know,
Well, yeah, but that wasn't Star Wars though. That was just another cool movie.
could have been.
Explore. Nah,
Could've been.
see, you're getting a little loosey goosey with the Star Wars there. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good.
Compared to how loosey goosey Lucas would eventually get. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh come on, the prequels are no Last Starfighter's no Star Wars prequel. Battle for
Better.
Endor. Yeah, Battle for Endor is legit. When I was 5 years old, I was in love with Sindel. I thought she was like the Drew Barrymore for me.
Thought she was Drew Barrymore. What do you mean, like, I thought she was. I was like, that's look as look I, you know, like I was very confused by actresses. I was like, oh, is that Leah Thompson or is that I don't know.
Right. Well, all right. We're gonna let Rob go to sleep. He's in a different time zone than I am, so it's even later for him. We'll be back probably Monday. No, I might be back tomorrow. It just depends on if anything happens. But I'm gonna plan on taking the day off. Got
Nothing's
sick kids, and
gonna
then
happen.
tomorrow night, I'm hanging. I think it's tomorrow night, right? I'm hanging out with the comic binge for a bit. That's gonna be cool. My favorite comic or one of the favorite comics that I want to bring up the cover for on this show is the one with my son liked where Darth Vader gets the battle droid arm. Because I saw that shit through my kid's eyes, and my kid still fucking loves that comic where Darth Vader gets the battle droid arm. Like he came to me, we had a talk. I'll share the whole story if you want on the show. And like that's my favorite comic book because that's my favorite memory of my son in comic books at this point of all time. When Darth Vader gets the fucking battle droid arm, that shit was so cool. I would have looked at it like it was trash, but I looked at it when I saw him, I was like, you know what, dude? To a 7-year-old boy, this is fucking metal, dude. So, anyways, tomorrow, I'm ready. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you, dude.
Don't underestimate Walter Simonson's run on the Indiana Jones comics either.
Mm-hmm.
It's good art.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is a good series. Me and my kid read those Darth Vader comics. He really likes Darth Vader fucking shit up. 7:30.
Yeah, they're just printed on the worst paper fucking known to man.
I got them
horrifically
digitally.
printed.
Got them digitally.
They're horrifically printed.
I like the motion
Disgusting.
comics
What
on my
passes for
iPad.
comic book paper these days. It
Yeah.
angers me to no end. Should just go back to pulp. I fucking hate the way comics are printed today. They're disgusting.
Yeah.
So cheap.
I don't like it when it's too shiny. When it's like too shiny.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I can't read it like with the light on.
When
I'm
Spawn went, you know what started that glossy paper? Steve Olaf is a colorist. He chalked Todd into doing it because it made its colors look more poppy, which helps his company, Ollie Optics. And I'm a big fan of Steve Olaf. But then once Todd did it, everyone went to that glossy stock, and I was like, it looked better, especially for a comic like Spawn that takes place like in alleys. Like it looks better with the tooth, the grit. You know, like it just looks better, and you get a little bit of a weight to it. Now everything's printed on the flimsiest. It's horrible. Like you know, trades are printed better, so there's that. But the individual issues, it's tough, man. It's tough. At least Todd now does like a cardstock cover, which is nice, so it feels more. But nothing beats the paper. I don't know, man. Like that Spawn 1 through 8, and before that, whatever that paper is, man. Legends of the Dark Knight. All those colors look great on that paper. I don't know. I'm gonna rant all fucking night about paper stocks, but don't get me doing it. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Tomorrow night, be on the Comic Binge channel. Subscribe to the Comic Binge, and be at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, and that's where I'll be tomorrow. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. I earned it. And all right. Good night, Rob.
I'm literally drawing a comic for Todd McFarlane. Can't talk about it. Bye.
Don't talk about it. Ooh, you're not supposed to say that.
Can't talk about it.
You're not supposed to say that.
I
Not
can
supposed
say
to
I'm
say-
doing something for him. I just can't say what it is. But, yeah. All right,
Is
go ahead.
it Mick Todd far away lane?
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go.
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships.